So why? Hey, where's everyone?
Capture the night with triple rear camera, 48 million quad pixel sensor.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
One year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the one-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Has the read, 16 bullets left in the UMP, but he unscopes. Disastrous bolts in through the window.
You can get some really spicy curry.
See if they're going to be able to ramp it up to a little bit of Vindaloo, or even worse, but there's a down as well coming through. As
We got Soul, we got Inside. What is, I can't even call it.
Insidious.
Insidious
There we go. But they are going to go for the brawl. Ash goes down early on, but not before Insidious get knocked. One of them down.
Fine, they can just sit tight and get kills off of it, but right now it's going to be 8-bit trying to hold off the push from inside. I'm just not seeing it work for them
It's
at all.
just Head. He's left standing, and that's 8-bit out, just including Soul. You see, they're going for the spray. Was that Insidious? They just get rattled off, and Soul.
He can tank this circle, but he won't be able to tank it once it connects. So for now, he'll be able. They could get themselves 7 to win here.
Managed to make the push up, but Mattel goes down instantly. The Brawlers, they're able to close it down on the push. He's going to be able to spot one out, gets the knock, but gets knocked in return. But Ninja very, very low. Has to just make the break for that circle. Getting the knock onto Cartoons and Omen as well. They finish off Cartoons as SWAT tries to push in. That's going to be them eliminated, but GodsReign still under pressure.
So there's still a lot of players to deal with 13 up.
He can use this rock as cover, but he gets sideswiped.
Wow.
Oh no,
What are you doing?
There's no way
No,
you're
man, you're not
going to
get it off. What are you
and this
doing?
is Soul taking it home.
That will be coming later. For example, now they sent the scout over. This is exactly the way India wanted this to go. And to be quite honest,
they have to go for those rotations. That's going to get spotted out. The buggy gets spun out, and that's an easy pick up from Frost.
yeah, that's
Take a lot of knocks there, a lot of damage. They're trying to finish off Ted, but he can't quite get it done.
the fight's escalating everywhere on the map, and that is going to be
Power though, 2 of them go down, another one as well. Mortal finds it, goes down. They're trying to roll on in. Of course, Viper and Mortal pinned down. Dark goes in, and he's going to put out the lights on a couple of the Mortal players. And Mortal is trapped in a corner, gets one knock, looks for 2, but that's going to be it. They both get knocked inside, and now it's just one player left standing. Ronak looking to go in, but he gets shut down, and Soul get a taste of their own medicine.
thank you, Brawlers, for showing us that
Pretty much everyone, the Brawlers, they've split up into 2 and 2 again. That's a boom.
That's a double
and it
kill.
goes the Dynamite. They aren't going to be too worried. They've already got 16 kills. Up and he goes. Oh, he's going to get the knock onto Paradox. Oh, it's just one player left. Encore is the last thing standing between Brawlers and getting that final kill. Final chicken dinner, and the spray comes down. Frost puts them on ice.
wow.
We've made it. We are here at the end of the semi-finals for the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 for the India region. My name is John Allen. With me is Toby. We're going to be bringing you the final throws of this stage of the tournament, where we're going to be saying goodbye to 8 of our teams.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be tough for the guys going out, but it's also going to be well-deserved for whoever may make it on through.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting to see how these teams have started to shape up. We've seen a lot of teams bringing to the forefront. I'm talking Brawlers here. I feel like that's
They were there yesterday, for
That's
sure.
pretty much the name on everyone's lips. 3 wins yesterday and a 2nd place. Good kill numbers coming through as well. They are on track to take that top spot away from Team Insidious. And in order to do that, they're going to need to get some points. And this is how you get those points on board.
Yeah, we've discussed this point system back and forth. Very, very, very placement heavy. And I mean, honestly, you need to get at least a couple of games within that top 6, even preferably top 3. That's where the points really start escalating. And then the 8-point gap between 2nd and 1st. I mean, once you're in that last fight of the game, 2 teams remaining, the difference of you going home with that win as opposed to taking the 2nd place is such a big difference in points.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see, but the players really we're thinking about at the moment, or the teams certainly, are the ones near the bottom, because of course all these points do get reset. It's a matter of honor moving forwards as to who's going to be going through. But yeah, the teams towards the bottom, they're the ones at risk at the
I
moment.
mean, in all honesty, whether you make it into the actual regional finals today or you go out, you gotta give yourself some like a good old clap on the shoulder. You've made it this far in arguably one of the harder regions there is in the world, right?
Yeah.
You've made it to the semifinals of the Indian region. That is extremely impressive. So if you don't make it through today, don't be discouraged to try again next time. I mean, that's very impressive and well done.
Yeah, and it's really good to see a lot of these teams putting their best foot forward. Unfortunately, though, there are some teams who are lagging quite far behind. Yeah. I'm talking GODL, I'm talking PixL Spades, and Pain eSports. They're going to really, really struggle today to get through. GODL need an absolute miracle. And they need to climb about 150 points.
Yeah, we figured they cannot get a 3rd place.
Yeah, basically, if they don't win every game,
they have to play a Brawlers game yesterday.
Yeah, if they score in a similar vein to how the Brawlers did yesterday, they are actually in with a chance of getting through. Yeah. But that's only a very slight chance. That assumes that everybody else is going to stand up. So everybody going to be looking to achieve around that 200-point mark. That's sort of where you're looking for to get. As you can see, here are the standings at the moment. A couple of teams have got there already. You can see DAKU, SWAT, and GodsReign. They've played 16 maps. They are going to be one 196, 195, and 190. So around the danger zone, that's where they're going to find themselves.
Yeah, they cannot do any more for themselves to get anything else. They have played all they're going to be playing. And then, of course, you can see everyone that says matches and then 12. Those are the teams that has yet to play the last 4 games.
Yeah, so those teams you see there, they should be able to leapfrog up and get out of that zone. But here is the top. Team Insidious still sat up there, but look at where the Brawlers are at the moment. They're less than 30 points behind.
Look at the gap, too. From second
It's
down to
huge.
third place, it's over 70 points. I mean,
And the Brawlers have only played 12. That's the thing.
It's absolutely mad. I
Yeah.
mean, the Brawlers have more kills after 12 games than the 2 third and fourth place teams have after 16s.
Yeah, and not to mention as well, HYDRA, 12 games on there, sat in 5th at the moment. I believe they're the 3rd highest scoring team on average so far in the tournament. So they're looking to jump up and maybe even try to rival Insidious if they have a good day today.
Look at things going, yeah. I don't want to say they'll need a good day, because as we can say, points-wise, they're already pretty well in it. But then again, I mean, they gotta keep on going, because even though these points will be reset for the regional finals, you don't want to come into a huge LAN event thinking, oh my god, the last thing we did was 3 horrible games in a row. Sure, we made it here, but ugh. You want to come in like, woo, we're ready, yeah, let's go, right? I mean, you gotta bring the momentum on.
For sure, but we're going to be taking a look at Groups B and C today on day 3, the final day of the semi-finals here in week number 2 of the semis. We're going to be starting off on Vikendi, then moving over to the deserts of Miramar, followed by the double scoop of Erangel.
Yeah, like myself, some Erangel. It's always a good fun to play those games there. You can see them right here, the times for you guys out there on the eastern side of things. Oh, yeah. We are sitting in Ukraine, so obviously a bit further east than where we are currently located. Also, times are a little more eastern than what we are at right now.
I don't actually know which time zone those are for. I think that's, yeah, I
Indian local time.
I think it's IST. Is that Indian Standard Time? I think that might
could be.
Indian Standard
Now it
time.
is.
But yeah, hopefully that is. But we're live now, so the first game is going to be, well, in a few minutes.
Live.
So yeah, that should be a good indicator.
Yeah.
We'll see how we get on with time zones. Honestly, I don't know. I'll tell you where you can actually check out where the time zones are, and they adapt to where you are, is the website, club.PUBGMOBILE.com.
Yeah, sure. You can go up in the top right corner, I believe it is, and you can pinpoint exactly where you are, and then all the schedule, like the entire schedules, will fit in with you. But one thing we got to say real quick, I just want to throw this out there to you guys in the Indian community. Also, yeah, jump back down there. No, but thank you. We got both John and I got reached out to by quite a few players yesterday, and people involved in the scene giving us some feedback, telling us what's up. We had some questions that we wanted answered during the cast. We're like, if you know these things, please reach out, and you did. So every single game we learn more, every single day we learn more, and today we can maybe throw some additional informations your direction.
What I learned really most of all is that a lot of these players will just all know each other quite well. There's a lot of chopping and changing. It still needs to settle a little bit in terms of the defined teams, but it's very much a clan-based system where there's not too many super official organizations behind it, and so it's a lot of friends and strong players leading the charge on that. So I'm hoping that this can be the start of putting together those organizations and making sure that you have that solid sort of set of rosters and moving forwards to see a great flourishing esports scene for this PUBG Mobile Club.
Yeah. I was also told I mean, this is of course unofficial info since it's just a Twitter message to me, so it could be true, could not be. But I was told why the Brawlers didn't do well in that first week that I casted.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, teams can perform well, they can perform bad, but the way they performed as opposed to how they've done today or yesterday, to me, it was just like 2 completely different teams.
Night and day.
But I was told that they were playing from a more like kind of rural area and the outskirts, so the internet connection was horrible for them, and they just constantly had high ping. But now because of this event, they've all moved to New Delhi, where there's like really good internet speed, and they don't have any issues with that, so they can play for the optimal conditions. And I would like to see that. I mean, it goes to show that esports can get you a long way.
Yeah, and if you put in the legwork, if you make those moves, then you sometimes are going to be able to come up smelling the roses, and that's exactly what they did yesterday. As we mentioned, 3 first places, 3 chicken dinners with that Sandhawk second place,
which they could have won.
Which they could have won. Which they very much could have won. He had the health advantage. He had everything in a. Just forgot to not be in the blue. Interestingly enough, the blue zone damage is different to in the standard games that you'll be playing, which is maybe why there was a little bit of confusion there.
But they've still played so many games with this point.
They should know. They should know. There's no excuse, but there is a reason
Don't go on their team. Don't go defensive on them. We're against them. We're
Oh no, it's
against
only
them.
Nova King. It's only Nova King that we have a problem with.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else, you're doing great. Nova King, buck your ideas up, my
Yeah.
friend. No, you're doing great. The rest of the team as well, pretty happy with that performance. We're also, as well, looking at teams like Coming Soon, moving into this one to start moving up that leaderboard. Coming Soon in a very good spot at the moment. Just checking the leaderboards. They have 198 points at the moment.
Yeah.
So they should be pretty safe with some decent finishes. As long as they finish above 8th or 9th in these games, they should be okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back 2 days ago. They had 2 third places and a second place. 2 of the games with 13 kills to it. So clearly, they are up there.
Yeah.
And then it's just up to them to be able to finish those games out. I mean, one thing is to get that second, but as we saw before, 22 to 30 points is an 8-point difference from just second to first place, right? If you could have 2 of those games that were third be first, that would have been a huge bounce up in points.
And it should be able to see you right. And that's really what we're looking for today. Is there's a lot of teams at the moment bandying around that sort of that margin of, are they going to get through? Are they not? I think there's about, I don't know, 12 teams or so that really could go in or out based on today's results.
Indeed.
So if they're able to pick up a chicken dinner, that's going to see them really safe. And that's really what we're looking for, is any of those middling teams coming through and being able to put in the results, or even just snaking it in and getting those 30 points on board, because you don't need any kills. You don't need to find
Got to stay alive for
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And you just get 30 points. Like, that's huge,
And
right?
we saw Soldiers today. They could win a game without getting any kills.
Exactly.
I mean, the team did get kills, but...
Yeah, the guy, the final player.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't remember who it was exactly in that final circle. But yeah, no, the final player didn't actually get a kill.
Yeah.
Of course, Nova King just died.
He just helped them out a bit. It's like, we got enough
It was
points.
like, we're going to get the other 2 as well.
Yeah.
We know what's up. So you guys have this one. We really like Seoul. We know what they're about.
Fun thing, though. Also, off of what I had a fortunate pleasure of having a conversation about with one of the viewers yesterday, is we were talking about the whole aim assist thing.
Yeah.
You told me there was aim assist, so I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Is there not? Am I wrong about that?
But then I reached out to, or a guy reached out to me and told me that it's there. You're correct. But most players actually don't like it. And I was like, how do you not want to get help in that sense? But that's because if you're 2 guys fighting, let's say you're in a 1v2, like we saw in the Senna game in the end there with the, I believe it was Pain Retribution, one of the guys pushed up on the side, and then he got killed off in the end. When you have aim lock or aim assist, whatever it's called, on, and there's a knocked player, some of the times the aim prioritizes the knocked guy because you want to finish him out over shooting the guy that's shooting back at you.
Maybe,
so it can like obscure your aim.
It
can make you focus on the wrong player technically, and that's something that people don't. You can turn it on and off, but I mean, for the sake of the integrity, guys, just all turn it off. Can we just make a gentleman's agreement? No aim assist today, guys. Only pure skill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm absolutely gonna.
I'm gonna turn
it.
it.
100%, guys. I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
That's you know.
You do it too, right?
Yeah. This idiot's gonna turn it off. No. But to be fair, that'd be interesting to see maybe if they added like an option or something to say prefer knocked players.
Prefer
or
headshots.
Prefer to just insta kill.
Yeah.
Headshot. 180 all the time.
That's when you get banned.
Yeah, that's Insta 360. But we are going to head over onto our first map. It is going to be Vikendi, the Frozen Wastelands, for the last time in the semifinals.
Yeah. West Circle, East Circle, we've had them both, and now we'll get the final one of the semis here. Where, oh, where are we headed? I've yet to see a competitive game end on the Castle Island, so that's where I'm hoping we're going today.
Yeah, okay. I'd quite like to see one on Dino Park.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's
nice.
a good one too. Dino Park ending could be. But yes, so something south. Is that what we've agreed on?
I think so, yeah, in the southern half.
Yeah?
For sure.
In before just hard shifts north.
Yeah, it's going to go to Port or Trevno.
Or that mainland path north of the map that you can't access.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it when you can't access the finish.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always the best.
Yeah, that's the death of you. No, but in all honesty, I mean, Vikendi is the most recently added map, and it's also, as we said yesterday, therefore the least.
Yeah.
It's the most recently added map as for map creation.
Yeah,
it's the latest created map.
Yeah.
I know that it's on mobile. There's a little different order
Yeah.
in how things are released, and we did actually get a far northern circle. So games just telling us stop predicting circles. You don't know where they're going anyway.
There we go. A hard north circle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not south at all.
Not
Orb
south.
dropping over towards Cosmodrome there. That's pretty much standard. They like to drop there. No one really competing with them. Of course, in a competitive standpoint, hot drops become a little bit cooler because you do have not too much going on.
Yeah, we do have kills coming on as well.
Wow, okay.
Pain and
eSports and GODL.
We
GODL.
talked, yeah, ho.
Ooh, dear. Yeah, that was one confirm. I think there's another knock going through, but they are just going to roll on through. Pain eSports, they're going to start to push on through. GODL, one of the teams that needs brilliant performances, remember. This is not how you want to start it off. Grim's very low, is going to bleed out. Not quite going to have a teammate able to get there in time, maybe. They go for the shots, but another knock comes on out, and GODL
needs
God help him.
no third places. So, unless if their strat is to bank everything on Hash and then have him kill the entire enemy team, then I don't see them making it through to the finals.
There we go. Yeah, with a 16th place finish, with no kills. That's going to be disastrous. The good thing about this fight for Pain eSports, of course, they need to put in some big numbers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They've managed to get 4 kills, and it hasn't damaged their armor too much because it's so early into the game. They haven't actually looted it yet.
One thing is armor. Another thing is, despite getting 3 players knocked, actually, I mean, Hash, had he killed that last guy that came jumping at him there, that would have been the entire Pain team wiped instead. So even though 3 players were knocked, they still managed to get back in at all 4 players alive. Sure, they've been knocked early, so that's going to be second and third knocks coming in for the late game. But they're very impressive, and nonetheless, that they managed to stay alive with 4 guys up and get themselves 4 points off of that.
See how these teams are going to start to think about where they're going to move. Still very much in the looting phase. It's probably the earliest squad wipe I think we've seen so far in this game. PixL Spades landing on Castle, very standard for them. They just loot it up and make their way across. It is actually quite difficult to get away from Castle, so you do need to be careful for someone camping that entrance. I think we've seen HYDRA land in that location before, stop them from moving across. Similar thing coming out from other teams. So the question is, are they going to come up against Resistance, or are they going to go relatively unmolested into the rest of the circle? Because they need to make that northern rotation.
You made it sound like Resistance was a team. Are they going to go up against Resistance? I was like, wait, there's a team called Resistance in this group?
No, it's Pain Retribution.
I know.
They're in the other. They're in Group A.
I know. It was just like when you said it that way. Yeah, I get
Currently posted up at 213 points.
It was just funny. No, one thing that's interesting. Yesterday, Vikendi was all about those compounds, and don't leave them until you absolutely have to. We had, I believe it was Soul and 8-Bit and multiple other teams sitting in each their little house, just kind of trying to hold off their building until they were forced to leave, and it didn't really benefit any of them whatsoever. Yeah. And in the end of things, it would of course be Brawlers to win it because they were just sitting up there on the north side. Be like, well, while you guys do your thing, we'll just get all the circles towards us. And here, this time around, I hope for a little more of a, maybe not an open ending, but just some more open fights. Because this is all, I mean, sure, Vikendi is a compound map, but try to do something that isn't compounds.
Do something new. Soul have Overwatch on Pain eSports. Of course, they heard those shots rattling off. They might try and just guard this one. You can see they are in between Pain eSports and the circle. It's just a little bit further north of Seoul. So exiting the villa is going to be a pretty difficult task here. But if they roll onto the same Seoul player, they might be able to find an opening. Because Seoul are quite spread out here on this hillside. And they've got big flanks going on.
How do Pain not have full HP yet, though? You can see there's a first aid right there. He can literally see it in front of him. And he's not picking it up. He has only one. And that's going back to our discussion yesterday that maybe, I don't know why, but maybe PUBG Mobile players don't just, meds aren't that big of a priority to them as compared to getting more ammo, as compared to getting extra nades, smokes, you name it, crossbow bolts. But I mean, it's just, why are they still running around without full HP?
Well, Seoul seem to have some decent meds on board right back there with three first aids, 5 bandages, but plenty of boosters as well.
Yeah, he's finding it.
Yeah, the rest of them are pretty looted up. I think it might have been that they've just used them all. Obviously, that one was sat right in front of him.
Of course.
So they do need to still heal up. Evil big fellas, they are just chilling around. Good job having separate vehicles. That's all I can say on that one.
Very impressive. Do you think it's like a complex thing for them to be evil big fellas and they're all actually like 140?
What do you mean? Oh, I see.
Because of their team name?
Ah, maybe.
Are they compensating?
Maybe.
For their height? Or are they just like actual really evil big? Well,
I don't know. It's good. It's a good name, though.
It is a pretty good name. It comes off the tongue pretty well.
Yeah. I do respect that one. Well, I think my favorite name in the tournament is probably the Indian Tigers. It's pretty cool. It
just sounds rude, right? A brood, like really, really beastly.
Yeah, it's like, it's aggressive, it's majestic, it's national identity.
Oh, the Indian Elephants. That's going to be their academy team.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to
Here
see.
I'm thinking
we'll have
if
to see
there's
if they set
monkeys
up
in
an
India.
org.
I'm pretty
That's
sure,
that's
yeah.
far off in their future. We saw Team India as well.
Yeah.
Just chilling about. 4 players getting wiped early on, of course. That's the entirety of the GODL squad. Not going to have too much luck. But the Seoul players, they look to be moving away, and with it, Pain eSports have exited the villa.
Nyx has a Tommy gun. Arguably one of the, if not the worst, well, weapon that isn't a pistol or a shotgun in the game. And I'm hoping for him, because he even doesn't even have a extended mag either. So I'm hoping for him that he'll be able to pick up something better. And also for Pain, I mean, I'm looking at this now. Oh, okay, now they forgot their friend. Okay, that's just Rudy. Ran all the way up there.
I mean, it's only you know, that many.
He ran
It's
all the way up
it's
there.
pretty close, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them.
Shouldn't be an
Seoul
issue.
now getting a little bit more loot on board. Actually, Viper sat without any meds there. He doesn't have any first aid kits on board.
Not at all, but that's why they're looting. That's why they
exactly why.
continue doing what they've been doing up until this point, and I like to see it. They're taking more of the, at least to me, off of what I've seen in PUBG Mobile so far, they're taking more of the PC competitive approach to a lot of the things that they do, like their strategying, their rotations, and how they go about things. And I mean,
Oh dear.
we'll see how it works for
There was
them.
another squad
Mega.
wipe whilst we were nattering on. The MegaStars as well. Very, very under pressure at the moment. Well, final boss certainly is. He's got 3 players in the building with him. Gets 1 knock. Continues to spray. Nearly gets a second, but he's going to get finished off. As well, we've got ZFX in close proximity. I believe that's to HYDRA.
Yeah,
Well, they are
that
gonna
could be
be
an
backed
interesting
off.
fight coming up. ZFX though, they did get 1 player knocked. Will be rest back on up.
They got
And this
2
was
Darcy's there.
this was a full what do you call it? Full Tommy gun and Uzi engagement.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna use a Tommy gun or Uzi, that's the kind of situation you want to use it in. But again, not the most optimal weapon to be sending a war into what is an optimal weapon, though. AWM.
Yeah, but that's
That is
right out in the
really
sea.
far out in the water.
I don't even know which bit of the map this is.
Yeah, because we cannot see land
Yeah,
anywhere.
there's literally no land.
That is pretty damn far out. I mean, it was a really far northern circle, so I guess it just went even further north.
Yeah, I guess it's probably in
Because
the
the first
water.
crate has to be in the circle, right?
Yeah, so I guess that's a good idea. We'll see if it pans out that way. But at the moment, it's going to be Pain eSports again clashing, and this time it's going to be with Learn from Past. This is the 3rd engagement they've had already, and we're under 10 minutes in.
In all fairness, I mean, they do know that they need to get a lot of points, and they do know that potentially their kill points won't be enough, or their placement points won't be enough if they can. I mean, they're not a team to just sit around and do nothing. I mean, Pain is in their name, right?
Yeah.
So I can respect them taking these fights, because as you can see, I mean, one thing is they haven't lost a single player yet. Another thing is how they go about it. They will go out and go aggressive, but they'll also understand when to fall back and when to say, you know what, we don't have the info we need.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here and wait a little while, because we see more often than not teams go, oh, we need to get kills, and then this solo player just, I've seen one, just sends it over, and then the other 3 guys go, oh, that's an easy kill, and they take him out, and then what can you do, right? So I like to see that they're, despite being aggressive, taking the time.
Of course, they need to post about 100 points today, probably more like 110, in order to try and be a little bit safer.
It's
so
doable.
It's doable,
Difficult,
certainly.
difficult.
I believe they need to have an average of around 26, 27
Yeah,
points
that's
per
difficult.
map, which is very difficult. So you're looking at placing second, really.
Wow.
If you're losing players to nades, though, that's unfortunate. On knew exactly where that one was. Cooked it perfectly.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do about that. Like, that's one of
Fine
those,
cuisine.
you just got to take it to the chin and accept it.
That's a Michelin star nade right there.
You got completely naded.
Perfectly cooked.
Yeah. That was a Toby, not a Kobe.
A Toby.
Yeah, those are the ones that wipe entire teams, like the really good ones.
Ah,
A Toby can only be
had
either
a player
a
from-
full wipe or a team kill.
We had, I think it's Cold Blood from Coming Soon. He got 2 triple knocks with nades.
That would
in
have been
the
a
same
Toby.
map.
That would have been a Toby.
That
yeah.
was Toby's.
Yeah.
So Toby nades coming
I mean,
out.
average, like, kind of nades, they're not worthy of that name. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
regular Kobe's.
They're regular
you know?
Kobe's, yeah.
But
One
like
of
the really good
one of
ones,
the best basketball players.
I'm like either the best or the worst. So either you go full team wipe with 1 nade, or you like eliminate half your own team with an accidental. That can also be a
There we
Toby.
go. Oh, there's that crate. Yeah, far up
Yeah,
north.
it is. Nobody's
over
gonna get it.
port. Another shift as well. Just a little bit further east. Cosmo, Drome still in the circle. A lot of those teams going to be okay, but that western side really the most contested area for a lot of these teams for this rotation. See coming soon. They're doing just dandy and getting it done.
If you guys are hearing any loud cheering noises in the background, then it is because we are in a studio where there's currently a big StarCraft tournament being executed.
No, but who cares about StarCraft when you got PUBG Mobile?
That is true. I like PUBG Mobile over StarCraft too. I can honestly say that.
StarCraft 2, 2?
2.
Okay. Yeah.
Choo choo. It's the sound that Ronak makes with his gun as he comes shooting forward.
I'm pretty sure that's not the sound it makes.
I mean, I was the guy that made the sounds. They've just tweaked them,
what?
you know, in
Really?
PUBG Mobile.
Oh,
yeah.
like auto-tune.
So like all the sounds are actually my voice. They just
Yeah?
made them a little different.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, because I wanted too much money.
Is that
from
PUBG
the
Mobile
copyright
or-
thing? No, both. I
Okay.
wanted too much money from the sound clips. So
Yeah.
they were like, "What if we just change it so they can't hear that it's you?" I was like, it's okay. Then,
that's
then
fine.
it's all right. Then I'll do it for
That's
free.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm
that's what I
lying,
do
by
for
the way.
casting as well. My voice isn't actually this deep.
Mine isn't this deep either. I just always talk like this.
Exactly. I mean, well, no, it's just the filter. It comes on the mic. What can I say?
Yep. That's the expensive mics that make the
I have
sound
to
good.
bring my own filter, which is annoying because it means I don't get paid. But, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Coming soon, they're in a bit of a pinch at the moment. Learn from past to their north. Not too sure which team that is. There may be, I want to say HYDRA, but they were yellow yesterday, so maybe not.
We say pinch, but at the same time, I mean, with the angle they came in from, they have a pretty good idea that their bag is clear at least. Like, they have at least a northeastern exit, if that should be necessary.
It was Payne eSports Coldblood who managed to get those nades earlier on. That's what I was talking about. But he's got himself a Grozer. I thought he was playing for coming soon, but he's not.
Look, Mom, it's a driving bush.
How can a bush drive? I don't know, son.
Or
But
the
it's
Yeti,
coming,
maybe.
but it's coming right for us.
Or the Yeti.
Yeah?
That could be it too.
Yeah, a bush Yeti.
Yeah.
There we go. But
That's
coming soon, yeah, they're pretty secure there. Learn from past. They are kind of grouped up a little bit, but they have split between two buildings, so no super nade wipes. Okay, here we go. Brawlers.
Where have you been all day, my friends?
They are looking over on down towards PixL Spades.
Would you argue that this group today would be a harder contesting for Brawlers than yesterday was? Just for the fair share of the teams that are in it. I mean, we have HYDRA, we have Coming Soon, we have Team India, some of these teams that that have been doing extremely well over the span of the entire tournament.
I think this is a harder group because if you look at the averages, a lot of those average per map, a lot of those Group A players are actually relatively far down the table.
Yeah.
You've only got, I think, 3 or 4. I think it's 5 total outside of the
Yeah, we got
I'm
Insidious up
counting
there, and we got...
Yeah, okay, so you've got five teams from Group A outside of that elimination bracket. You've got 5 teams from Groups B and C, though, outside of in that elimination bracket as well. So you're looking really a bit more heavily weighted there.
Yeah, and
in
guys,
terms of performance so far in the semis.
This is not BM talk at all and favoritism. This is just numbers talking for us.
I have my stats table that I've got here that I can refer to rather handily. So, yeah, exactly. I think that groups B and C are just inherently
They're
stronger
more
groups. When you
stronger
look at the numbers, they are stronger. So next circle is going to push them in a little bit more central. Brawlers, they don't want to take the fight. They just want to get
See the
themselves
water.
off the screen. They
Plop, 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 plop. That's the sound the scuba diver makes when he dives.
is it?
And
I
this
don't
is-
think that's the sound they make.
Oh, it is. I made those sounds too.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Is there any sounds you don't make?
No, I'm like the like the
So all
10,000
sounds?
sounds, man.
You are, you're the human.
You'd be
beatbox.
surprised. You'd be
Yeah?
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Another Grozer dropping down near Seoul this time. They are going to be able to catch that one as well. You can see one of the players just located very close by.
That is
quite a tree.
ours.
Is gonna
Please
fall on
stay
that.
up there. And then have a team like try to stack 4 USs on top of
would
each
be-
other trying to get it down.
And then stack themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. But coming soon, Team India having a little bit of a clash at the moment. ZFX have the western side of the circle, and finally the Brawlers going to start to chime in. A headshot over onto Bishma. So the sniper duel going pretty well for them there. Bishma, the sniper for HYDRA.
I was going to say, not just any team they're scoring up against, one of the arguably better ones in the group too are in HYDRA. And you can see they're starting to fire off 2 over towards Orb. Orb, a team that we haven't really talked too much about. They've been doing pretty decently, at least coming into the beginning of the tournament. Not sure exactly where they're sitting in the overall standings right now, but they should have a fair chance of making their way in. Maybe you can elaborate on that, John? Orb?
Maybe I could.
Yeah?
Maybe I could.
Yeah? Maybe you should.
Hmm?
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Perhaps. But yeah, rotational play really going to be crucial here because we talked about how it's a compound-based map. So getting a hold of those compounds early on can be pretty important. So if you are going to make those moves, making them early can be pretty impactful. But if you don't, you need to be clean on your compound takes on being able to
For sure.
insert yourselves into those situations in a strong, coordinated manner.
Look at how coming soon are working around the compound they have. It's not just sitting still in one window, no, constantly maneuvering around, try to see what is open, where are people. We saw movement there before, they're still around this area that they move themselves. I mean, I like to see it. It's not just the whole static thing, we just sit here and wait for people to potentially come to us. Nope, they're trying to gather info. They already have a good spot, they can stick around if the circle comes to them, but they're constantly preparing themselves on what if we have to leave from here at some point.
Yeah, what are our rotation paths? Because
Exactly.
you've got a set of places you can go, sort of your nodes that you can branch out towards, and then plan your rotations accordingly. Of course, at this stage, players should know approximately where a lot of these teams are dropping, so they should know the saver paths, the places where are going to be a little bit better for them, but it's still very, very treacherous. You can see Frost, they're still just trying to position around here. This is very slow, deliberate play coming out from the Brawlers.
Yeah, Brawlers are playing it open. They're in the open. They know that sitting in a compound can be great, but having to leave it can be equally difficult. So they are prioritizing those open fields as opposed to sitting stuck inside a building.
And that's the thing. If you're playing those open fields and nobody else is, you all of a sudden have dominion over an entire area of the map that nobody else is actually competing for. So you can be the reaper on the river Styx, right? You can be the arbiter of who crosses.
You have a whole lot of control, that's for sure, as to who gets to make their way over and who doesn't. And not only mean one thing, and you get the chance to decide too, because if you get full pulled up on by a team you didn't know were there, there's no saying, well, guys, we don't want to fight. You can just go somewhere else. When you're in the open, it's so much easier to decide for yourself whether you want to take the fight or not. But if you're already in the building, and if you're the last stop at the train station and ain't going any further, then where are you planning on leaving to?
Coming soon, in a little bit of a firefight at this stage, you can see Team India down the hill from them, over the road as well. But they both have their compounds, and again, even if these knocks come through, it's not going to be the end of the world. So you just chill out, hold your ground, maybe pop off a couple of shots if you can, but should be pretty okay and safe for everyone, except for the fact that ZFX are going to be starting to roll on through, near learn from past. Shots rolling off, but not too much damage found. And of course, very well done ZFX being in separate vehicles. Good job.
Yeah, I like to see it. It forces the learn from past players to look at multiple different targets and makes it harder for them to to get the kills on towards them. Really impressive play. They did manage to send themselves with that circle shift towards the east, straight into the middle of everything. Though it's a dangerous spot too, though, because they're uphill. It can be hard. You have to overcommit sometimes to get the info downhill. Whereas if you're down, you just kind of have to sit where you are and look up and wait for them to silhouette up on the top of the mountainside. But they will get info though, for sure. You have the rocks, you have the vehicles up here, should be able to play off from it.
And of course, with 3 teams around the base of it, they're all going to know that the other teams are there as well. So you can just sort of play them off against each other because that threat can come from multiple directions. But you can funnel that threat towards each other and they can almost crash upon the rocks of your other enemies and you can deal with them that way.
Now, the only scary or potentially scary thing for them would be a third party coming in. Like if one team does decide to make their way up towards them being on a hilltop all of a sudden becomes an extremely exposed position. Because if you have to focus down on one side, it's very hard to at the same time keep track of what's happening on the hillside behind you. So that would be like one of the only things to really have to worry about. But you have to assume that they have that in mind and they've already kind of thought through and talked over what they would do in that given situation, considering that they took the spot that they did.
ZFX obviously looking to get some decent results at the moment. They currently sat 19th on the leaderboard with 154 points, so they are a little bit in danger. If they keep up their performances, though, from the previous day, they should be okay. A nice shift there, and where is it going to go? Oh, that's right, straight on top of the Brawlers.
Look at Coal Mine. I mean, you have Soul down there, and then they just got 3 crates in that small area. So they should be fully equipped for the fights to come, and Soul, they got themselves a win yesterday up against Brawlers. And hopefully for them, they'll get things going here too.
A lot of teams converging on this tiny little compound. I don't think ZFX want too much to do with it. You can see they're backing up and taking an overview position. There's the Brawlers as well over on the flank. But ZFX engaged with the evil big fellas at the moment. Demon King is going to be there, has Overwatch. They did manage to get the flush onto one of those players.
And I'm sitting here looking at the minimap saying, when, oh when, does the call sign come from coming soon that they're going to send it in here. But looking at that, there's a big open field from where they are. The number 4's on your screen. They're in a compound, and there's an open field separating them from the guys that are currently fighting. So maybe it's too much of a risk to try and go and see if you can get some kills here.
Evil Big Fellas, they have 2 down, and it's only Cave Sharko standing for them. He managed to get the knock, so nicely done there. The Brawlers taking on that rotation as well, and the reses can start to come through. So Evil Big Fellas, they should be just about okay to hold this for now, because of course you've got to learn from past, putting the pressure on the back of those aggressors from ZFX.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Evil did lose 1 player, but seems like here that both the reses will come in the remaining 2. So Spico and Spike will be able to make its way back up on feet and ready to take this engagement. But as you can see, more and more teams starting to cram their way in here. They are on the western side. It was an eastern shift, so it's packed already, but expect even more people to come now as the circle's closing in.
This is a this is a really closely packed western front, as you say.
Is.
Like, there's so many players and teams just in such close proximity. Obviously, as we move towards Phase 6, that's where the team numbers start to drop. That's where it starts to go a little bit harem-scarum, a little bit wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey for a lot of people.
Let alone the fact that the circles do so much more damage from the next phase and on forward and onward. I mean, it just forces them to say, you know what, there's no more time. We got to take these fights.
Learn from past. They just have not a chance here if they're going for this rotation this late. They're going to crash straight into either ZFX or Evil Big Fellas, or even coming soon.
Brawlers. We don't want more of those games today.
It's a Brawler circle. It's once more. But there we go. Learn from past actually got a little bit of respite. Able to take down one of the Learn from past players.
Yeah.
And ZFX actually now getting shot on. Getting pincered in. So ZFX now in a dangerous spot. Learn from past, you can see that outside of the circle. Paradox, very close to going out. Is going to go and get the heal off, actually. Managed to get the first aid down. So got to stay alive for a little bit longer. ZFX, they still hold the top there. Nice nade to come through. King turns it around, gets the knock onto Jempty, but gets naded out. They are able to take that one down. ZFX going to hold up for now as they get the reses.
And you can see that Evil, they don't really want to committedly, like full on
King's going
engage in this fight here. King has to get finished off. There's nothing else that he can do there. But they don't really want to aggress because, as you can see, one thing is they have 3 guys alive, but they also have to worry about the back. New circle shifted. They're on this small edge there. That is the kind of bottleneck that teams like to run to expect. Like, you don't want to go face first into the circle. You want to come around the edges and only have a certain amount of angles to worry about, and they're expecting people from behind.
ZFX, they are getting shot at from all sides, and they've been downed. They're being rolled. It's very, very difficult for them to be moving anywhere at this stage. Yeah, they needed to post a better result than this, unless they've got plenty of kills on board. I don't see them doing super well in this first game, but there's still 3 games left in the day for them, and they're still in the fight.
Oh, getting themselves some kills here. I talked about them just before. Could be a good game coming in for them, potentially. Team India, 0 kills on the board so far. Still plenty of kills available, though. 43 players alive. And then have a good chance here. Circle, though, it's going to start closing in as we speak. And, well, wherever this one goes, we did get what we wanted. This is going to end in the open.
Brawlers holding that compound perfectly. That's exactly how it should be, split in 4 buildings, watching all directions on the compass. It should be pretty clean. Demon King, last player left standing for ZFX. Evil Big Fellas want to make the rotation up to this point on the hill. He's late, remain prone, but Jempty spots him out underneath the UAZ, gets the spray down.
Nice playing coming in there from him. It's a hard angle to spot, and also it's not something you would expect very often to get that angle, so good job by him spotting it.
ISO, another team coming in. You saw him on the kill feed. One of the stronger teams in terms of those averages, top 5. Not really been super huge performers, but they've just been so consistent that they have flown a little bit under the radar. Everyone's liking what they're doing at the moment, though. They should be in with a good shout of moving forwards.
So within a good chance of getting themselves into some solid placement points in this game here. We do have, once again, Evil. They've been in this position for a while. Of course, just waiting for that next circle to pop, figuring whether they can stay or if they have to move out from here. But as you can see, the kill feed is starting to light up. Brawl fighting off an Orb, and SKUL up against HYDRA as well, as multiple engagements start occurring again.
HYDRA actually taking a lot of punishment here. You can see Viper's in the mix as well towards ISO. He's going to have to go prone and try and maintain a little bit of cover. ISO blocked off by that smoke, but everybody's taking punishment at this stage. Orb up on high near SKUL.
How do Brawl do this?
Look how spread out Soul are at the moment. And Brawlers, they get the circle again.
How do they do it?
That is ridiculously lucky, right? That is phenomenal. This is now the 4th game out of 5 in a row that they've had
Where
really
they
lucky
get
circles.
all the circles. Not just some of them,
Yeah.
but all of them.
Yeah. It's just gone onto them time and time again. They have to be absolutely dancing a jig right now. But PixL Spades, they aren't too pleased with that. They've started this compound crash. Frost is going to be the one held up in the building they've occupied. He is on the balcony, so he's exposed to the outside. You can see he's just going to back off, just going to give PixL Spades that little bit of real estate.
Well, they made it here, so that's something you can see. Raga has no chance that he already jumped out the window because he's wasting his utility trying to get him taken down, but he has indeed already jumped on out. Frost is outside the building. He is at half HP though, has to watch out here. Now he's solo engaging out because he's trying to get the angle on towards the guy inside the building, but I think it's going to be easy with so many people looking your way.
Is going to get zoned away, might go for the push. Closes the door in their face, decent, and makes the break for it, but gets knocked out as he gets turned around. The Brawlers have more to worry about, though, as Orbs start to push in. But this is good, potentially, for Frost, because it means that PixL Spades, they have to worry about what's going on. You can see Nova King actually getting knocked out, and another player from the Brawlers as well, at long range from Orb, are going to be coming under pressure. Now, it's Dark, really the only player who's there for them. They have to try and play it off, try and get those reses in, whilst PixL Spades are taking the fight. There's a nice spray down. Wow. It's brutal. It's death from above, and that's going to give Orb the opportunity they need to start to move on forwards.
Look at the angle here. Dark is all that's left for his team. He wants to get just some sort of reses in, and you can see that Orb, they want to make a committed push too. And Soul now engaging on this. This is a 4-way fight going on in the compound right now, and Dark and his teammates at Brawl are eliminated.
9th place as well. That's unlucky. They had so many teams just piling on in. Frost not able to get away.
And that just goes to show that, I mean, now we did talk about them getting the circle, but it ain't always a guarantee that you're going to win those games, because they had the only compound in the game. And we talk about Vikendi, we talk about how everyone banged on compounds. Well, I guess too many teams banked on that one.
The issue was, of course, Orb got those 2 knocks early on onto the 2 players who weren't in the buildings getting pushed on, so they just couldn't help. There was nothing they could do. Team India now starting to make their way in towards the next circle as it does shift again over towards that compound, so Brawlers would have had the circle once more had they stayed up.
That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Team India under pressure. You can see here coming soon. They're doing whatever they can to tell these guys that they ain't leaving that tree at any point soon. And as I say it's actually just DY9 who is single-handedly keeping them at bay.
Chucking some smokes on in. Soul, PixL Spades, and
MegaStars is in here too now.
Somehow slipped their way on in.
Can we share this compound with you guys?
Is it a sleepover? Am we invited? Oh my god, who invited MegaStars, guys?
There was a time where when you were an observer, you could go and you could talk to all the players in the game. Can we just go like, guys, drop your weapons, everyone's fist fighting in the yard.
Orb, of course, holding that broken wall at the moment. PixL Spades is probably the weakest position here. They're under threat from so many different angles.
Yeah.
Coming soon. They only have 1 player and they have to make their rotation in, but they have to move towards...
Where did Orb think, or where did King think that he was getting shot from? He was just turning his back to it like, no, if I can't see you, you can't see me. Multiple players going down now. This is not at all optimal. A committed push here would have potentially made sense. Throw some smokes, throw some nades, grant yourself some cover, but they were not executing that well. Neo has made his way inside the compound, but there's no help coming in for him.
The MegaStars doing some work. Orb finally, as you say, pushing into the compound, but they've only got the 1 player. Goes to the spray down, has the reload on in, and it's just spinning around, able to get it done. PixL Spades eliminated. Neo living up to his name.
That was chaos with chaos on top of it. We're down to just 4 teams now, and everything is going into this compound. 4 kills for Team India. Most importantly, though, they are still alive with 1 guy and caking. Trance might be able to crawl over here. The only thing is, there's no angle from which they can both sit behind that tree and not be visible. So either they'll see a knock guy, not dead yet. That's going to mean the other guy's there. Or they're going to see the guy's alive. They're going to shoot him. That's going to be them out. So, risky risk coming in here. You might have just wanted to crawl for the info. You can see now they know exactly where he is. He just completely and utterly baited his teammate's position.
Oh, they are going to be able to get up. All 4 of these teams that remain, some of these middling teams. Getting the win on board for all of these guys would be pretty much a safety net moving forward. So everybody really going to be putting their best foot forwards here. This Vikendi map, super crucial in order to try and save themselves. Next circle, I think that's shifted pretty northeast there.
Where did that nade go? Oh, it did go in.
Okay, it's on to Soul.
I was like, where the hell did he toss that one?
And there's a Molotov as well, so that's going to zone
That's a
Soul
good-
away from the window.
Good throw, good throw. Gets it inside the building, and it forces them not to be able to look through there. I mean, when you have to make these pushes and runs in the open, you have to really limit where where the opponent potentially can be. And if you can look at one window instead of 3,
Yeah.
just like run and then sideways look to that window all the time so you can at least shoot when you spot one. That's really smart. Instead of it becoming like a whack-a-mole thing where you have 10 positions
Oh,
and you
Neo's
don't know
in
where
the
they're
blue.
coming from. Look at the circle and how fast it's closing. The final one, the death one.
Soul
Soul
have it.
sitting in the center.
Soul should be able to get it. You can see Neo has got the stims on forwards, but he's not going to be able to catch this one up. Is going to go down. That's Orb falling. Actually, maybe not. He's managed to get in.
Not over yet.
He's going to go there, and Team India holding strong. Soul under pressure now, but they hold strong for now. Awace able to get the wipe, and it's only 2 teams left. MegaStars, they are going for the heal off. Who's going to be able to do it? Who have they funneled those heals into? This is the question. You can see Awace, he's just trying to find out where they are. But at the moment, that's it. Soul able to get it done. They stay alive, and that is going to be that. They find the victory, and with it, pretty safely into that top spot. But look at how many kills the MegaStars got. 1 kill, but they got the placements, and that is all that matters.
Yeah. They get 22 kills on top of that 1 kill, intentionally in points. And but for Solo, they dared, they committed, they took the fight, they got the compound, and they got the win in the end. Really well done. But then we talked about them earlier, how they have this more PC approach to the way that they're doing things. For those of you guys who don't follow the competitive scene on PC, it's just more of a, let's focus on the rotation first, and let's get as much info as we possibly can. We ain't never sitting still for nothing. You saw as soon as they were inside, constantly keeping their wits about them, looking, where can we go if this doesn't go away? And they were rotating a lot. So in the end, when they saw the compound, they didn't engage until that fight happened. Had they not known who was where, but just because they see the kill feed, I mean, that could be anywhere, right? But because they know that it's Brawlers sitting down there, whenever they see them getting or taking casualties, they knew, boom, let's send it full speed forward. Got the wipe, got the compound.
Exactly, and I mean, the Brawlers, they were unlucky to have those 2 knocks early on. I think that's really the headline of that compound. The way they were holding it was really very strong. I'm sure we'll see the push coming through in a minute. But as soon as Orb just popped those shots off, they shouldn't... and this is the thing, with third person, you should never be peeking that. You don't need to. Like, unless you're actively in a firefight, there's no reason to expose yourself like that. And and that's the reason why, because Orb can suddenly just pop up and bang, bang, 2 headshots. That's all you need. And already you've lost your backstop. And when those 2 players get pushed on, Dark needed help.
Yeah.
He needed help from the rest of his team, and they just weren't there because they were down.
You can see right here on your screen, far out west are the Soul team. Brawl. They took a very prolonged fight. That's probably also one of the things that allowed for Soul to push in the way that they did. It was a very, very prolonged fight. PixL were good at staying alive for as long as they could with this building. They tried to take the engagement early. It didn't work for them. And then Soul just came in from the side here, got themselves the wipes and the win.
Yeah, but as you say, they are able to get the win. Chicken dinner. They were looking to post about 20 points on the day so far, and I mean with 30, that's pretty much how you want to start it out. So here are the results: 40 points total with a 10-kill game. Nicely finished there. Orb, totally placed second there with a nice finish. Of course, they were, I believe, they went out in fourth. In fourth to get those 16 points on board. Team India as well, doing very strong. So they are just populating it there. And I believe 1 kill for MegaStars. That's going to see those 4 pretty safe moving forwards into the rest of these games today.
And also, that's going to be the last Vikendi game for these guys.
Absolutely.
That's, I mean...
Well, until the regional finals.
Yeah, of course. But now, all I'm saying with it is that if you're... I mean, you can't be a Vikendi team and only a Vikendi team, because that's one of the maps that doesn't get played that much. But I mean, with it, you gotta stay tight. You gotta stay put, and you gotta keep your keep your readiness for the maps to come.
I'll tell you what is pretty disastrous though. It's GODL.
Yeah, they needed some points there.
They really needed some points. They were sat on 59
now
at the start of today. They are still sat on 59 after the first. They need about 50 points a game. Which
doable.
Technically, if you get 20 kill chicken dinners back to back to back. Sure, but it's not great. ZFX as well, not the best from them, and that's the sort of team that you're looking at as one of those middling teams to try and push on up.
I want to know more about the 7th and 9th player there.
Yeah?
Unknown from Team Unknown.
I wish I could tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But I just don't know.
But it's unknown.
It is. It's like, you know, like the Pokemon cards?
I know Pokemon
unknowns.
cards, but I don't know what
on the second generation they had unknown.
Oh, I only do first generation.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
They had the weird symbols that were unknown Pokemon.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah,
Is that the kind of thing? Yeah.
Unknown.
Yeah, no, okay. In any case, game 1 in the books. Mortal, you see damage done here. 735. That is a lot of hit. I mean, one thing is when you can go into those public games and you can rake everyone over and say, oh, I got 2,000 damage this game, and sure, you're good at that, but do that against a competitive team with equal skill sets to yours, equal aim abilities, and equal wits and knowledge. I'm going to say, on average, a team of really good player can probably, like, over the span of a year, not just one tournament, but like a span of a whole year in competitive games, I want to say good player, with both the good and the bad games counted, probably sits at around 350 on average.
Yeah.
So being able to throw up those numbers, that's extremely impressive.
Yeah, especially if you're going out early, because of course the variance there is going to impact you, because if you're in the game later, you get more damage because you're in more fights.
Exactly.
Just
yeah, of course,
statistically,
of course,
right? But here are the standings overall. You can see that a lot of these teams now starting to move on up. Some of these teams, of course, only having 12 maps played so far. So TeamINSIDIOUS, they are locked in at 331 points. They aren't going to be playing anymore today. So the Brawlers, they are on 320. They are within striking distance. 11 points, all they need to move forwards. Of course, HYDRA as well are in their team Seoul. They've jumped up a significant
they got
amount
up to
there.
5th now in the group. And this is only this group, by the way. Oh, no, wait, it's not. It's
this
not.
is the overall standings.
It's total, never mind. Could be interesting to see what's below 16th, because that's the cutoff, right?
Yeah.
So ISO currently in, but look at the point difference. From ISO all the way up to 9th in RIP Official, that's just 10 points. So many players can get bunked down from here.
Yeah.
It's oh so close. You see it right here, 186. Then it's a little bit of a gap down to learn from past, but these guys have also only played the X amount of games as all these teams. Every single team here still has 3 games to go.
Yeah, except it's going to be
close.
It's going to be very, very difficult though for a lot of these teams. As I said, GODL, PixL, and Pain really have their work cut out from them. Maximus Alpha, they're probably the lowest team with a chance here, but they need to post results that they just haven't been so far this weekend and over the course of the semifinals, and in fact the group stages as well.
All the teams that they're up against here are playing still, and they are 100 points away from 17th.
Yeah.
No way in hell they're making it. I'm sorry to say it, but it's oh no wait, oh sorry, I thought it was Pain Esports. Never mind. But still extremely difficult. Somewhat doable, 130 there, but it's gonna be. I mean, they're really gonna bring their A game now.
Yeah, they really, really do, and it's going to be pretty difficult. But we'll be able to see what people are going to be able to do in the PUBG Mobile Club Open, brought to you by Vivo, the official smartphone of the Club Open. Of course, just give it an unlock, and you can head over to the camera with the front-facing camera. It just pops on up there. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a little front-facing camera. Now you can see the camera as well. That's you guys. Let's take a selfie with you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
there we go. And you just pop it away. Nice. Ta-da! There we go. Of course, if you want to check out all the stats and the standings from the tournament, you can head over to the website, clubopen.pubgmobile.com, where you can gather all of that information and check out those standings as we go, and they get updated live, so you can get that info on board. If you want to check out all the highlights and, of course, the replays from these games, all the VODs, you can head over to the YouTube channel, which is PUBG Mobile eSports, and you can check out what's going on there. And you can catch up with what's been going on across the regions, of course. There is more than just India, but India's the best. Exactly. That's really the one you want to watch. But there are other ones that you can take a look at. Sometimes it's nice to look down on lesser players.
Also, it's good to take things from other groups. I mean, if there's one team that's doing extremely well with one thing they're doing that the Indian region don't even think about doing, that could be whatever, one Chinese team, one American team, doesn't matter, that is having great success with something that isn't really in the Indian meta yet. You could be the ones who bring it in and get some wins off of it.
Yeah, well, take a look over there. But for now, we are going to head over to a break. When we come back, we'll be on our second map. It will be Miramar, and we'll be even closer to finishing out the semi-finals. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, where is everyone?
Capture the night with triple rear camera, 48 million quad pixel sensor.
PUBG Mobile for free.
One year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries.
We are back with the second game of the final day of the semi-finals. My name is John Allen. With me is Toby. We're going to be heading over onto Miramar to see how these teams are going to shape up.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We saw Miramar yesterday. Brawlers, had themselves a... Brawlers didn't play Miramar yesterday. I was thinking about Insidious there for a second. They had themselves a good game there without circles. Wins can be accumulated without circles. Seoul did it last game. And I want to see it the next one. Now we have had a lot of... Because I just think it's so much fun when we get to see Vikendi and then Miramar immediately after. Because they're probably the two most different maps.
Yeah.
On, I mean, you could argue that Sanhok and Miramar are pretty damn different too, in the sense that... But there still are some open areas on Sanhok that can seem similar. All the terrain and stuff as well. But I mean, very compound-based on Miramar. No, on Vikendi.
Yeah.
Very few compounds available on Miramar.
That's the thing. If you're looking at play styles, it's kind of one or the other, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of the dramatic difference between the two, yeah, absolutely. On Sanhok, it's kind of like a mishmash of the two because everything's so close together.
Yeah.
Everything is like there's just so much going on.
Clustered, yeah.
It's compound and terrain play. On Erangel, it's still quite open, but there's a little bit more compound-based play that can happen. Moving in there. So, yeah, I think that, it's a very, very dramatic change. We'll see how these teams are going to adapt to it. And there's a few teams that are in danger of how these teams, how they're going to go through. Just during the break, I was crunching a few numbers, and there's some teams from Group A who, of course, have all their points locked in that are in danger at the moment. GodsReign and SWAT Official need some really bad performances coming in from the bottom of the table. I'm pretty sure GodsReign are out of it at the moment. All that
was
needs
it like
to happen,
2 points or something like
evil
that?
big fellas who are sat just beneath them need to get 4 points total, or
That's
more than 4
happen.
points in the rest of the games today.
I mean, 15th place is 1 point, right? So
in 3 games, if they exactly,
they cannot unless if they go 0. Like 16th in
if
all
they
games.
get 15,
but if
in the
it's
rest
2
of the
teams,
games,
then it's not possible.
Yeah, sure. And then SWAT Official are also sat about 5 points ahead of that as well. So it's 9 points ahead. They need 2 points to leapfrog 2 teams to leapfrog them there, which is very much doable because you have underneath them sat learn from past as well. You don't need too many more points to be moving through. RIP Official and DAKU Official, both of them are in what I like to call mild peril at this point. They have a PG rating in terms of their danger zone at the moment, in terms of that red zone, because of course, they are sat a little bit higher up. Yeah. They need a few more players to come on in. But here is our plane, Miramar. We are setting off.
I'm wondering, and you guys in the chat can maybe answer me in this one too. Has there in PUBG Mobile ever been an ending on those islands out east? Because I've had it happen 3 times in competitive play, and it's not until recently. It took me over a year of casting PUBG full time before I saw my first ending on the eastern islands outside there on Miramar. Have you ever
I haven't seen it here.
It hasn't been done here.
Certainly not in the club open.
Not in India. Okay. We'll save that one for the global finals, you know?
Yeah.
That's where we're tossing all the root ones. So everything people have been practicing through and stuff like, throw that away. This is going to be way different.
Who's got those armbands?
We got the castle ending on Vikendi.
Who's got the water wings? They're going to be able to paddle themselves over. But no, HYDRA going a little bit split here, sending one of their players over to Los Leones, and the rest of them are going to Puerto Parisio.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty straightforward plane for the most part. I mean, sure, you can go down to Bel del Mondes if you absolutely feel like you need to for whatever reason. So for teams, they should be able to go where they want. PixL getting it as hard for themselves, and then a surprisingly high amount of teams actually deciding to jump late up towards El Pozo. And I mean, now, with the circle being south, they can just make their way on down following that western line. But a bit of a surprise to me that so many teams are up towards El Pozo, Alcantara, and La Copraria.
And look at this, Bishma. He's using his outfit to his advantage. This is a nicely camouflaged outfit.
Probably as good as you can get in these. In this terrain, it's very good. I mean, I know that in the Asian region on PUBG, and it's become more of a thing globally now as well. You can get the banana suit that we like to call the yellow one, and they always wore it on Miramar, and I was always like, why do they do that? Because it doesn't even almost look like it. But then on PC, with everybody playing on high digital vibrance, that yellow suit becomes orange-ish, and you're actually practically invisible on that map. We did just see one get run over. I'm not sure exactly if it was a teammate running his teammate over.
I think it might be. I think they are just on our screen. Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's not. It's India.
There we go.
That's a tough loss early on.
Scout is the IGL for Team India, so he's going to have to play a full-on sideline coach at this stage.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. And
GODL as well, taking casualties early on. That is only going to make things harder.
Solar wants to do it as well. Grim's getting flushed. And they are just going to continue to go for it. GODL, they might be in with a second 16th place finish.
Were they actually just trying to contest Seoul of all teams?
The
in
team that
Pochinki?
just
Oh,
won.
in Picado, I mean.
The team that just won as well.
Yeah. I mean, I like them for being ballsy. It's a risky play, and I like them for trying,
I
but
feel like they might have given up.
also, I was going to say, in all honesty, if you're in their situation and you need like 20 kill games, I mean, you're going to have to kill Seoul. You're going to have to kill one of the good teams, right? So might as well try and see if you can do it early before they get the good weapons.
Because you know if you're going in late, you're less than likely... Was that a squeaky toy?
That was my mouth making a sound
Oh,
because...
okay. Fair enough. I thought that was stepped on something. I don't know. I did. But the thing is, if you fight them early, it's more likely you're going to encounter them with pistols or SMGs or shotguns.
Exactly.
So you can go for those coin toss fights where you know later on you aren't standing up to them time and time again. You actually have a better chance of winning if you know that team is a lot better if you fight them really, really early.
Exactly. I think that's one of the... Could be potentially at least be one of the reasons that they decided to play it the way they did. I'm wondering if you can play a solo on that guitar there, or if it's just what do you say, unactivatable skin.
Maybe.
Like if you take it in hand and then you start one of the dance
or maybe
moves
you need
and stuff
someone
that you can
else.
start
Maybe you need
playing.
someone else to play it from the back.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool.
But if you put it in your hand, you know, like the pen.
Imagine if you're playing in first person, an enemy sneaks up behind you and starts playing it.
Instead of just setting a dagger in your back, just starts playing on your guitar.
Starts playing, and then you spin around, and he's already got the gun in your face. And
Yeah, that would be something.
you pop your clogs all over the floor.
That would be something.
Yeah, certainly would. But there's Assassin actually getting away, so GODL not out of it just yet. Soul,
But kind of out of it.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of out of the tournament.
I
at
mean,
this stage.
assassin.
Honestly,
He is an assassin, but he
Yeah.
needs a lot of assassination being done this game in order to
That's true.
even be remotely close to
I was
going
going
to
to say something about Game of Thrones, but I realised probably not.
Oh yeah, but not yet. Not yet.
Probably best
Let's
not.
wait. Let's wait a while.
Yeah,
Also, I don't know how famous.
about this current season.
Oh no, I was gonna say I don't know how famous Game of Thrones is in India, but I assume that it's such a big global phenomenon that
Yeah.
everyone's watching.
And there's other people not from India watching as well, and also the
Yeah,
production
of course,
squad as well
of
here
course,
who
of course.
watch Game of Thrones, I'm assuming. But
If we start doing spoilers, you just like mute the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
They ain't casting anything else today. They are not saying
and
anything
it was
else.
all a dream.
Yeah. Ugh. I love those shows where they spend 10 years doing it and then
Ned Stark wakes
they
up.
ruins it. Yeah, he wakes up. I still have my head on. In before it happens, and we just spoiled it.
Yeah, jeez. that would
At
be
this
rubbish.
point, I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
Catlin, I had the worst dream.
Yeah. Brawlers.
I said, Catlin, I had the worst dream.
I had the worst dream.
That was Scottish.
Same to me.
Well, it was something.
I had the worst. I don't. Accents ain't really my thing.
No?
I only like the really, what do you say? Not stereotypical, but like the really characteristic
Yeah.
ones. Scottish is like, I can't really pull it off. I feel like you have to be something British-ish to make a good Scottish accent. You know, like
I
you don't
just
have to
think
be
so.
Scottish, but you just have to be, have the lingo kind of already within your.
You have to be able to modify what you're saying to be a little bit closer.
Can
to
you
the- to
also
the
do an
source
Irish
material.
one?
Oh, I can.
Is that like a big
probably.
difference, or
Yeah,
is it kind of
absolutely.
similar?
There's a very big difference.
Oh, it is? I wouldn't know. I mean, I probably would know.
To be
but
fair, there's a lot of differences between the two sorts of accents that you do.
so it's more of a nasal
This
thing.
one is more of a Dublin accent. It's a little bit
Dublin.
thicker.
There is a. It's so funny. I love it. There is one of the very famous PUBG casters on PC. Richard Sims, great guy by the way. I think he's from the north side of England.
He's northern, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a every time he says an A, like the letter A,
Yeah.
it's more of a sound. So it's like
Eh.
he got away with that. Oh, not that because that's a, but like he got away.
I
It's like
think-
it's like it just sounds amazing. I love it because I don't know. I'm just used to hearing basic English. So
Yeah.
when you get some of these people
my
that talk
English.
with a very thick accent of whatever region it may be, it's just it's so unique, and I just love it because it's not forced. It's not something they do to sound
Yeah.
different. It's just actually the way it sounds, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Should we do some PUBG casting?
Yes.
Okay.
Assassin.
Well, there's Assassin. He's still just sneaking away, sneaking about, seeing what he can get done. MegaStars, a little bit close to ZFX. for their liking. ZFX, one of the teams that really needs to put in a couple of points. They sat on 160 points after that last game, and in order to get out, they're really looking to be able to jump up over 200. So 40 points over the next few games is definitely doable. It's definitely doable for them. If they stick to their averages, they should be able to make it happen.
I'm surprised, honestly. Now, I know that Seoul had to fight off GODL earlier, but that's such a long time ago now that they, first of all, should be looted at this point. Second of all, probably should get going, because we saw the circle. It went south down towards Los Leones, so these guys have a little while to go. They are close, for sure, but they have a chance, knowing how few people jumped out early. They had a chance. I mean, I don't want to say half. They had a chance to go down and take some really good real estate, because there ain't a whole lot of it down there. And when you go south towards the water, the terrain, like levels between highs and lows, becomes so different. So the cliff sides are really big and stuff. And if you go down there late and there's nowhere for you to go, it's not like you can just make a U-turn or swerve around that one compound, because then you're sending yourself over a cliff and potentially dying anyway.
See how those rotations pan out for all of these teams. Of course, with the shift down southeast, a lot of those late shift teams, late drop teams, will be moving relatively soon, actually, because of course that's.
You'd hope so. I mean, because you can see the circle's already closing in.
It's okay
right, so.
at the moment, of course, if you get a lot of loot on from somewhere like San Martin or something like that. You do have the meds to be able to out heal this first zone.
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
for
that,
sure, for
it's
sure,
not
for
that
sure.
damaging, and you do have a lot of time to rotate. It's relatively slow, but as soon as those next circles come in, that's where it becomes dangerous.
It does become quite tricky. Mega making their way on down as well, just hitting the circle as the new one pops. As we can see, it's not far north. Then we'd have been able to see it on the minimap. It's not going through Impala either. So where are we going?
That's the question.
Well, they are driving north now, so...
Okay, maybe it's northeast. Maybe it's a...
And there's a car driving south.
No,
oh, he just had to make a U-turn. And then he gets hit. Why are you spending time turning your vehicle? Just get going already.
Come on, let's get it going. But ISO, one of the teams that, again, a little bit of a middling performance at the moment.
Going?
188 points. And they can start to jump up a little bit further.
Where, Avi, what are you waiting for, buddy? Is it because they want to drive together? That he's just kind of chilling?
But they have split up, and they have actually got separate vehicles as well. These buses...
They do.
They're not the best vehicle, but as long as you're going along the roads, it's actually quite a decent vehicle to be popping yourselves in.
It is scary to drive on the roads here, though. I mean, sure, that's a place where you can maintain speed, but the thing is that there's so many gutters, like so many of the sides of the roads where it's like a little swerve down, and that is a place where teams, especially late game, once they hear a vehicle, they'll just dive down there, sit around, and say, come closer, come closer, come closer, and then they'll take you out.
Just jumps in through the skylight. 3 players in a bus for Seoul. Not the best, but they are lacking a little bit in terms of that vehicle supply. Coming soon in a little bit of a kerfuffle with Pain. They are out in the zone, so they do need to be making their way in. You can see they've stopped. They're going to be trying to get those heals on board. Look at DY9. Is he going to be able to get it off? I think he should be just about okay, but Pain have run into some trouble as well.
Yeah, this is why we saw people starting their rotations early on. The new circle did go even further south. And
The Brawlers aren't in it. That's the main headline.
Yeah. But they don't get the circles before late game anyway, so they're not in a hurry. And I was actually going to mention Brawlers before we started this game, in the sense that last game, in a very compound-heavy map, they decided not to go for compounds until they absolutely had to in the end there. They were sitting up in the rock formations before they decided to commit to the push on down, right? So here, I mean, they clearly showed we're not dependent on compounds. We'll take them if we can get them, but that doesn't have to be.
Evil Big Fellas take out Acno from the Pain eSports squad. You see Seoul, they're just riding the mountains, riding those rolls, and seeing what they can get done. ZFX as well. They have the bike a little bit easier to navigate this terrain on there. It is very bumpy. Miramar is an incredibly bumpy map when it comes to its terrain.
And that's what we were just talking about before, how roads will let you maintain speed. But he shoots him.
Waste of ammo, that one.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, that's why we talk about Miramar and the roads being the place you can maintain speed. But it also comes with the cost of, as we said before, potentially being ambushed. But driving on the outside of the road, rolling around like these guys are doing, and I mean, it's just such a rough place to go, because these players, with the skill set, the aim that they have, if you drive a vehicle with 30 kilometers an hour past an entire team, there's no way in hell they're not going to kill you.
Exactly. And a lot of these teams at the moment now making that rotation down south. We saw another hard southern shift, which means that moving in, we're going to be seeing a lot more teams with 3 players, with 2 players sometimes, because everybody's been side by side running parallel on these rotations and just plinking shots away and making sure that that damage gets rained on through. And again, you have to slow down over that terrain. Someone's going to hit you. Nick not quite able to land the shots. For Pain eSports, of course, playing with cold blood at the moment, but he's not really that close to each other.
Yeah, off of what you were just saying there, that's what I was leading into before, with Seoul having a chance to rotate much earlier. Then he could avoid this entire thing. Circle actually shifts back up northeast now. So we're fortunately, for the sake of everyone, excluding the water, but it ain't exactly the reason that we are getting into a better area. It's a tough place to fight around, and all these guys down the opposite side of it, they have far to go, but they're forced to take these fights in the open.
A lot of knocks for coming soon. They're pretty laid bare. We saw as well, just on the map, the Brawlers actually went for a big rotation around the north of Los Leones. So they are going to be a little bit safer there. They had PixL Spades on their northeast, so they do need to be worried about that. But these nades going to start to come through. You can see all this terrain is giving them the cover, and that's what these teams are going to have to play around. But it looks like Existence has spotted that out. The res is not going to be able to come through just yet, I believe. Oh, no, they have managed to get people up, and they are starting to heal on through. So coming soon should be okay. Most of that damage actually coming from the blue, so their armor should be okay when it comes to it.
You can see Mega there also still in it, trying to hold them off. But at this point, you might just want to take your vehicles, even potentially go back into the blue and get the rotation all around, because there's simply there's no point in a team that's playing well in it to spend it out here in the blue, taking fights. I mean, in the blue in a second's time. In the blue, taking these fights, and you can see they actually do decide to drive off. I like to see it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're talking about. Just take the hit, use those meds, and save that armor, save the engages. India.
You will need them later, so
Absolutely.
no reason in taking the engagements now.
Ooh, Team India holding the top there. That's Assassin out. That's GODL going out in 16th yet again.
Ripperoni.
Absolutely. That's not what you want to see from them. That's pretty much going to completely confirm that they're
they're
not
out.
going to be able
They're
to make it through.
They're out.
They needed 50 points a map, so they're not going to be able to get
Now
that.
they need more.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately.
Well, yeah.
They did make it, again, as I said before, though, they did make it to semifinals, and that is a huge accomplishment in itself. So please, despite you guys not having the time that you wanted in the semis, do be proud of yourself for making it here to begin with.
Evil Big Fellas lose Sharko as it goes. Learn from past. We're going to be able to hold that one down. But there are players pretty close by. I believe that is the Team India to their south, who have only got 2 players remaining.
I love how we have Sharko and we have Cave Sharko.
Yeah, on the same team as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do we also have something else Sharko?
It's like when you get like a shiny Pokemon. It's like you got the Sharko and then you got the Cave Sharko. It's like
But
the
is
variant.
that, which one is the
It's
upgrade
like the variant. Normally the one with the extra thing, right?
But Cave just sounds kind of not developed.
What?
It sounds kind of not
but it
evolved
could be
when
like,
you go back into the
I'm
cave.
thinking the cave. You know where you have to get flash to see. You
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
ability
Oh,
in the
no, not
original
that
Pokemon.
one. Oh, where you run around and you cannot see anything.
Yeah, yeah,
And you constantly get to fight Subats.
yeah, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Old nightmares from my childhood on Game Boy. That was not fun.
Or Sharkos, as it may be. They might be having to fight those as they roam around the caves. But
Brawl, you're sitting in the center.
And they get it. There we go. That's going to be a really huge... Look at the number of teams on the left-hand side there,
Yeah.
on the west flank.
Main thing for this circle is the circle center. It is the road crossing through the middle. And you're like, just a road we can just cross. But as we talked about before, these roads, they will either be on a high point or a low point, and here it's just one big valley going through the middle, and there's no way in hell you're crossing that without a fight.
It's like that scene in Iron Man, where they're driving in the convoy in the middle of a valley, and then just get completely destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
That's pretty much exactly
Or
what
just
happens.
being a, what do you call them in Star Wars? The small speed thingies that Anakin is racing on.
Oh, a pod racer.
Yeah, pod racing, when they're like the men up on the top, you know, like the sand people.
Sure.
Something like that, too.
They'll be back and in greater numbers.
They're pretty good at shooting. They always tend to hit what they need to, right?
That's true. They're better than the Stormtroopers.
Yep,
but
yep.
Tell you who else is better than Stormtroopers? It's Sidhu, able to land the shot for his team. Swag going down. Will get confirmed by Ninja. And learn from past, lose a player. Still, though, 15 teams standing, and everyone's trying to shift around towards that southern side of the circle. You can see there's rotation starting to come through. Soul, this is really risky. All 4 of them in a vehicle. They almost took a tumble as well.
Yeah, they almost sent it off the cliff there, down into the cave. That would have been unfortunate.
Which team just got eliminated, actually, there? I think it was either Coming Soon or
Coming
Pain
Soon were taking a lot of
eSports.
casualties, that's for sure. I'm not sure if there was a full wipe on them.
I
No,
think
they're
it was
still
Pain
alive.
eSports who went out there.
Still alive. Yeah, Pain must have been the ones to get eliminated. You can see they're crawling down really quickly with these nades going down towards them, and that's the issue. That's what I keep talking about with these cities. You do not want to get in there unless you're absolutely forced to. Now, with Los Leones being half of the circle, technically. Some teams will be forced to, and we saw how many teams. I think we had 2 teams on the northeastern side where Brawlers were one of them, and then the other 14 on the south. So, of course, I mean, you're forced to do something, right?
Yeah, Mortal really zoned off here. That Molotov going to give him real run for his money. And you can see why just getting it on up. But in the meantime, Ronak has managed to get there. And actually, it's HYDRA clinking on away, I believe. At the rest of them. At the back, there's the MegaStars as well that they have to deal with. And Viper's Res isn't going to come through. Look down to your left, mate. There's a buggy. Silverstone there, trying to make it happen.
Hear it too, right?
He spots it out. He just wants to make the run.
Focus on his mate, yeah. I understand it. That makes perfect sense. You have a teammate up there, and you want to go up and make sure that he's safe instead of trying to get aggressive kills elsewhere.
Yeah, we'll see how aggressive the rest of them want to be. You can see SKUL now reunited. That buggy somehow making its way up that cliff. It was nicely done. Go for a bit of a rotate.
Pretty impressive. They are all on the edge of the circle, I believe. Yeah, just exactly. Kind of on the edge there. Have a chance to make a play off of the next one, but we'll see, of course, where it's headed. Soul down to just 2 players, playing it extremely careful. And Soul as well, 2 kills to their name. They have a tough hill to make the cross on up, though.
To make the top spot, of course, the Brawlers need to be racking themselves 11 points this map. Seems to be pretty doable. They've got the zone.
Yeah.
They aren't in any fights as well, which means they are going to have better armor supplies, better meds as well than pretty much anyone else in the game at this stage.
Yeah, and you can see how long these guys have been playing. 8 minutes already, and we still have 14 teams left in the game. So coming by points easy, that is not a thing in this region whatsoever.
ZFX in a really tricky spot there. They have to make the rotation around that mountain. You can't scale it. You can't go over the top of it. Everyone's going to be spotting you. This next circle is going to be really difficult for these southern teams, and they all have to make this break. Team India and ISO very, very close to each other.
Seems like they do get a bit fortunate, though, in the sense that the circle sticks on the southern side of the road, mainly at least. They could still go with part of it back up on the northern side, but for the most part, I think the circle is south of the road. So for the team like Brawlers, they need to figure, do we cross now, or do we wait until we absolutely have to? Should it not come north again? You can see they actually have crossed. They have crossed the road. Sitting center, once again, we talk about these guys. Brawlers don't want to sit on the heavy-hitting side. That's why they don't get those 20-kill games. They can when they are forced to. We talked about that Erangel game yesterday, where they won it in the end of things, where they just completely wrecked. Everyone had like 3,200 damage done. They can if they have to, but they're saying, you know what? We're in the circle, sitting well in it. We know where the teams are fighting, and we don't need to take any aggressive plays right now.
These pushes do need to come through from the south. You can see ISO already starting that rotation. Team India just medding up, getting ready. Learn from past are going to move out as well. So those 2 teams will clash ahead of them, and on the back, Team India might just be lucky with it. You can see Maximus Alpha as well in the fights, but these central positions really being occupied by Brawlers, as well as the opposite side of the road by ISO, but they have PixL Spades at their back who are going to be trying to take this position as well. They need to be very careful.
Yeah, ISO are in for a tough one. They will most likely at least need to cross that road eventually, and right now, honestly, I know where their focus wants to be on the other side, but they need to keep in mind that there could still be other teams that aren't inside this circle yet. If they don't realize there's a team above them, could potentially be the help from Brawlers, actually. They could kind of give them the info off of shooting in the direction. But they have to have one guy looking backwards.
Yeah. PixL Spades, they're still trying to make that rotation. They don't have to make it just yet, but teams are starting to fall now. I think that might be Soul out of the mix. So they aren't going to have a great score this game, and ZFX taking punishment as well. Brawlers still strong. They have the cover, they have the compound, and they have the circle. Everything going in their favor at this stage. The rest of the teams need to make something a little bit better than that. Not too sure what Novaking thinks he saw there.
The thing for Brawlers, though, is that even though they have a good compound right now, they need to also, should the circle go further west, make it out of here alive.
PixL Spades are out on that rotation. They weren't able to make the push. Brawlers able to take care of them nicely. Learn from past. They were in the circle. They have Team India at their back. SKUL are going to be trying to contest with HYDRA for the top of the ridge here. And then, of course, you've got ISO across the road from Brawlers. So you've really got sort of 3 engages going on in these main key points.
But look at Brawlers, the way that compound is set. You have a huge wall on the left side of it, on the western side of it. If they have to run up that, if they get pinned by a team that is up that hillside and they get pinned inside the compound, it's going to be oh so difficult for them to go anywhere.
Viru just out in the blue. You can't be out there that late, but his teammate moving in straight in towards Maximus Alpha. And huge shift coming through onto HYDRA.
Right there.
And Brawlers will have to do just that. They'll have to make their way up. So are they going to do it now or are they going to do it later?
They will have to do it eventually, that's for sure. Might want to do it now rather than later. Or you can see them making their way on up. And if they get an angle on towards them, that could be the death of Brawlers. But we'll have to wait and see when they're going to make that move on. One player, it seems like, from Brawlers on the minimap there in the corner has made his way down towards the circle already. I believe it's maybe Dark there moving on forward. Oh, the under fire from Maximus Alpha. I think that's going to be all of them out.
Yeah, Maximus Alpha can't quite breach, and that northern side is there, but there is a wild card here at the moment. You do have ZFX, you've got Demon King trying to snake his way in. Last player remaining for ZFX. And they do need to try and be getting in there. Certainly later in the placements, more points on the board. They need to keep up those averages.
Sneaky peeky, sneaky peeky. I'm afraid that other teams might spot you out. But
they're going to hear that. He goes for the spray. Oh, he hits the down player.
Too.
He gets the flush and he gets a point, but goes out in 9th.
In all fairness, it wouldn't have made the biggest difference because there's no way he could have gotten the rest up anyway in Circle 6. So he was going to die. It was just a matter of who was getting the kill points. Yeah. Brawlers, they are leaving now. They are leaving, but as you can see, fully focused up above them. They know where to expect the threat, I guess you can say. And they got to get up there quick if they want to be able to contain them. But a team behind them is pushing on over the road now too.
But the thing is, all of these teams are going to be pushing now. So the Brawlers know they have decent cover. HYDRA, really the team under threat at this stage. They have one down. Joker and Godkill down towards the valley. And they have their other player as well, Bishma, there. One gets flushed, but there's the knock coming through. Beautiful shots on out, and Brawlers strike from the back. Drygo going down as Existence gets knocked, as we saw earlier, from over the ridge. There's Bishma falling down low as well. The nades need to come through, but Brawlers getting plinked away at the back. That's ISO. They're starting to chime in. Frost is there to watch the backside, and that's huge numbers of downs going for ISO.
Yeah.
Brawl get a lot of kills.
Brawl did lose one player, Nova King down just before, and all the other guys are taking damage too. They've been spending way too much time down here. Coming soon, trying to stay put. Still got 5 kills in the bank. Make that 6 in just a second's time. There you go. Not going to be easy for them though. White, you can see barely any HP remaining. ISO and Brawlers, they're going to be running side by side trying to get out of here. But they have learned from past, and HYDRA on the other side holding them off.
But the problem is, though, ISO are trapped behind a corner. Brawlers know exactly where they are. They can just nade it out. They are going to go down and out, so now Brawlers have this flank. Ooh, not quite able to get the spray down onto Learn From Past, but the rest of the team is there. What else can they get done? But another knock is going to come on out. Dark falling down as well, as the Brawlers continue to try and flank around, but they trade it back. Finally, they're still standing. Encore gets flushed out, but all of them very, very low now.
See, they know where each other are up there by the minivan, but nobody really wants to do the engagement. Frost just reload! That's going to be the guys from Brawlers out in 6th place. That's a unfortunate misplay right there.
But that doesn't mean they are confirmed to be in the first position. So nice performance from them. They've locked themselves in just above Team Insidious. So nicely done there.
They can still get more points too.
Pardon?
They can still get more points too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they're definitely going to be in first now.
Yeah. And I'm not seeing anyone off of 2 games, make that 3 with this one, be able to catch up to them.
No, I think the second the second team behind them
it's
at
like
this
100
stage
points
is
now.
231 from the Indian Tigers, and of course they don't have any games left to play. HYDRA, the only ones who could strike out on 218, so it's going to be really difficult for them to catch up at this stage. But HYDRA, they are sat atop the hill, and they have a decent shout into the rest of this circle as the shift comes to them, as well as Learn From Past.
And again, it doesn't really matter when we talk about this. It doesn't really matter how many points you get here. It's as long as you qualify, right? So even though you can go first place here, you can still get eliminated in the finals. That's something you got to keep in mind. That it ain't. I mean, you got to do well, but you're not required to pull off insane numbers as long as you qualify and make it through, because it's all gonna reset coming into the next round.
Something we were tracking at the start of this is which teams need to do well. Learn From Past, they're still in the circle. You can see they get another knock as well. That was actually MegaStars doing it. But if Learn From Past, if they jump a couple places, that's going to mean that GodsReign are going to be out confirmed. So with the placement that they're on at the moment, I believe that they actually already have confirmed that. 3 teams now left standing for the MegaStars. It's Learn From Past, and it's HYDRA.
And look at HYDRA. They've been playing it off of this position for so long, and everyone's been fighting on the side. But as you can see here, every single time these guys go to peek something, other guys on the side start shooting, and that's why they only have 2 kills so far. They just have not been able to engage in any of these fights because people have constantly been aware of where they were.
But with the placement value that you're getting, there's no reason to go for these fights either. So they're getting a lot back. MegaStars really the ones taking a lot of punishment at the moment, but Bishma is going to go down as well. They get knocked out, but the med's starting to run dry for them. MegaStars taking a lot of punishment, and Learn From Past actually in a decent spot here to move forwards.
It's going to be an interesting finish off. It's kind of the Triforce kind of thing. Everyone in each their corner, the triangle of death. Where's that last circle going to hit? Who will get the benefit? It is a center dot, as we can see in the kind of in the high point of the of the circle. It does go downhill towards Mega, but now you can see Joker make his way on down. They have a little bit of utility, throwing it on forward here too, trying to see if they can get themselves some finish offs. And I mean, it looks like Mega are really low on HP too.
You see that smoke just giving them a little bit of power there. No
There's
armor
no
in this
meds
crate.
either.
There's no armor in this crate for Mega.
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh
He
wait,
got
oh no,
full
he
level
just dropped
3,
it on the floor. He was waiting.
but
for
it
some
doesn't
damage.
have any meds at all, and he's half HP.
Learn
What
from
is it with
past.
you guys not having meds?
I don't know. Maybe, well, it is late in the game. A lot of these meds have
That
been
is
used.
true, that
there
is
was
true.
Of course, with the harrying on the rotations,
Yeah.
they're going to be
There was a
chunking
lot
away
of
at those
fighting.
meds. So, with a lot of fighting, we'll see what they can do. There's another smoke being thrown out from Paradox towards the Hydra position, but GODL looking for the spray onto Snacks, not quite able to get it.
GODL still has an iron sight on his AK. That's a kind of unusual. Paradox gets taken down. He did manage to get himself one knock though, and now he's going to see if Hydra potentially want to engage on this. All of the knocks coming in, and I think they do. That's going to be one team eliminated. It's going to be now 3 versus 3.
Yeah, Learn from Past able to get 19 points for their placement, but now it's on the MegaStars to try and push up to the Hydra stronghold. Leo, you can see he's very, very central. They have got a decent shout, but here comes the next circle in just a second.
Yeah.
See what they're able to do. Who's going to get shifted away from. This crate actually is very strong cover
It
moving
is.
into these next
It's the
circles.
only cover. But the circle is already closing in, and I believe they'll have to continue moving forward.
Oh,
as
no,
we can
that's not gonna
see.
work.
Yep, gotta keep going.
Got to go fast. Got to try and rattle off some shots. But that's going to be it. Hydra hold strong on the top of the hill. They have a good showing towards the end there. Get themselves 5 kills, so a pretty modest first place, but they do it nonetheless. And it's going to happen for them. Learn from past, though. They have made sure that GodsReign is eliminated.
Yeah, first team to go out, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, unfortunate for them, but of course they were sat down there, and they are the first to be confirmed in the red zone.
I mean, we're hitting the point with just 2 games to go in the entire semis, where obviously some of these teams will start to pass, and the teams that were below off of the first 16 games will be taken out. That's just how it is.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these highlights. Of course, this early kill onto Scout was unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a rough way to start the game.
Yeah, it's not how you want to go, but SKUL able to pick up the kill there. Nicely done.
Nicely done indeed. Now, game did end in the open, as predicted. Usually it does on Miramar. But we did have some interesting shifts going down on the southern side, and then the circle started coming back up north towards Las Leones. Not something you see very often, but always interesting to make sure to keep these guys, what can we say, keep them at on their tippy toes, circle-wise, not just any guaranteed center basic circles. No, they went all over the place.
Well, I mean, speaking of being on your tippy toes, the entire story was really this rotation, this
Yeah.
mass migration from the northwest, where a lot of teams landed. We saw them drop out quite late. You highlighted it actually on the drop, and as everyone made their way down southeast, as there was 2 shifts southeast,
Yeah.
everybody was fighting, and everybody was going for these players, and this really just sucked the meds out of the game.
And I even said in the beginning of the game, they can just rotate down through El Pozo and now towards the shoreline and going from the west side.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to execute in the first circle because you have so much room.
Yeah.
But they all did that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as we saw that circle go east, Brawlers were the only team on the right side of the road. You had like 13 teams on the left. It's like, holy cow, how is this ever going to work out? And that's one of the reasons that we don't see any one team with a ton of kills, because the teams that did get kills also got eliminated immediately after because everyone was fighting on the west.
Well, speaking of a ton of kills, though, Learn from Past, they got a decent number in there, and
Yeah, they
you've
got the
you've
9
got the
or
MegaStars
10, I
with
believe.
9. Like they weren't necessarily high kill games, but they weren't low kill games either.
True.
Here are the results from this game. Of course, GODL again with their second
2
0 on the
zeros.
trot. That's not going to do them any favors.
Not
So
at
that's
all.
unfortunate for them.
Seoul going out with just 6 points as well. Not optimal, of course, off of the win that they had in the previous match. But they'll look to get themselves something going when we go over towards Erangel for the final 2 games on the day. Maximus as well, 9 points added to it. 3 kills just coming in for them. But for all these teams, I mean, that's what it was. Kills spread across all the teams, but it was just, I mean, every time you think you have an engagement and you know where your opponent is, you kind of miscount the last 10 players that were behind them, and it just gets you killed so quickly.
Yeah, and there, of course, HYDRA sat at the top with 35 points, 5 kill points coming in for them on their Miramar game. MegaStars as well, they posted some really strong results, and it's the time where they needed to do it as well, because this is where you need to be posting that. They are now sat in 7th position overall in the tournament, which means that they're going to be really strong moving forwards. They're now on 221 points, so they're kind of in a safe spot off the back of a really strong showing.
Also, we see get themselves, I believe it was 20 points that game. Pretty good performance. Talked about them coming into that last game, how they that showed me that they could when they had to, and here getting 2 decent games back to back, and they might be enough to push them on forward and make their way on in. We see the damage dealers here on our screen coming soon, of course. White being on top, who was shooting the entire game pretty much, and yeah, throws him up there. 742 damage done, very impressive.
So ISO now on the border. Evil Big Fellas, though, they didn't really have a shout there. Now, I'm not too sure where they finished. I'm not sure if I actually caught it on the tables, but they need a few more points to come in on that game.
They'll probably get that, though. I mean, they're playing Erangel next for the final 2 games. Should be enough for them to bounce.
And it's familiar territory, right? Erangel is where PUBG started, right? Everybody should be pretty familiar with how it's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
So a team like Evil Big Fellas, who not necessarily the highest averages coming through, they're doing decently. They're putting in the work, and they are actually doing pretty well here. They're on about a 14-point average per map, and that should see them right over the next 2.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing far well enough to make it in, and I would be very surprised to see them not do it, like not make the qualifiers. But then again, I mean, we're looking at teams now. For example, looking at a team like GODL. Officially, they're going to be out. There's no way they're going to qualify.
Yeah.
We saw them hot drop Seoul this game. If they start jumping on the heads of some of these teams that are still kind of on the brink, that could be them getting eliminated because of it.
They're going to be playing the demons.
If we ain't making it, you ain't making it either.
Absolutely. We're going down. You're coming down with us. Yeah. We'll see how they're able to drag that one down. But, of course, the Brawlers officially confirming themselves to be in that first spot. Barring miracle plays coming out from HYDRA, they're pretty much safe and secure at the top spot.
Oh, yeah.
Although, as well, Insidious, really, really strong. Of course, they've played all their games so far. And coming soon, they're still putting up the numbers.
There.
Team Soul pretty safe there that you saw as well.
Yeah. Really, really well done by them throughout this game. But, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. So that is going to see us to the halfway mark, of course, in the PUBG Mobile. Yeah, of today, of the PUBG Mobile Club Open, of course, brought to you by Vivo, by the smartphones. As you can see, the V15 and the V15 Pro unlock at the touch of a thumb, and the front-facing camera just pops on up there. Get in a selfie, get that one done. As you can see, you're very enthralled by this, Toby, aren't you? You can see,
I'm enjoying my time.
Are you?
To the fullest, yep.
Fantastic. There we go.
Yeah.
That's definitely a selfie.
You got to put all the, isn't that the thing right now on social media, that you look like a baby or a guy looks like a girl or all those things?
On the filters, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, well, I'm sure it could do those as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it can.
I'm sure it can. I haven't double checked, but we're gonna, we'll see. But of course, if you want to find out all the stats, all the standings, they are live and up to date on the website. You can head over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com and you can get all of that juicy info, all of that, all of those statistics, and break them down however you will. And if you want to check out the replays, all of the matches that so far for a whole tournament, not just for today, not just for this region either, not just for India, but across the world, across all of the regions that we've got playing at the moment, you can head over to the YouTube channel, which is PUBG Mobile eSports. The link down below on your screen is just below me. But for now, we are going to head over to a break. We are now halfway through the final day of semi-finals. It's the crucial set of maps. It's double helping of Erangel. And when we come back, we'll see how these teams are going to lie.
On the 1-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
I'm an Albert child, so why?
Where is everyone?
Capture the night with triple rear camera, 48 million quad pixel sensor.
PUBG Mobile for free.
One year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the one-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
we are back to basics. Erangel, the double serving to end where we started. It's the end of the semi-finals, and these teams are really starting to lock in those places. My name is John Allen. With me is Toby. We're going to be finding out just who is going to be going home. Of course, we're going to be saying goodbye to 8 teams in not too long.
And of course, I have my number cruncher over here. That's the guy there. And we've been looking at some of these teams. And again, the 2 games remaining. Everything can still happen. But there are some teams that are sitting right now, most likely, I would assume, at home, watching, because they finished playing yesterday, like this. Please just die immediately. Please just die immediately. Can we wait? Who's the in-game leader on GODL? Can we call them and be like, hey guys, how much can we pay you to jump on their faces this game? Of course, that's probably not going to happen. But really, they need something to go their way. And you can probably go more in depth with who we're talking about. Yeah.
So the teams that we're looking at that are at risk of going home from the teams that have played yesterday are SWAT official, RIP official, and DAKU official. A lot of officials. A lot of officials. They're at risk. So their counterparts playing today, Evil Big Fellas, ZFX, and SKUL, they are all currently sat in the red zone to be eliminated, but of course they have 2 more maps to play, and they don't have that far to go. Evil Big Fellas need more than 5 points. They're going to take away SWAT official's spot.
That's going to happen. We're going to see, right?
Yeah, probably going to be seeing that, so we're probably saying goodbye to SWAT official. If ZFX posts more than 24 points, then we're probably going to be saying goodbye to DAKU official. And if ZFX do that, and of course if SKUL do that as well, SKUL posts more than 28 points, then we're going to be saying goodbye to RIP official as well. RIP in the safest spot, but it is not very safe at all.
Not safe at all.
Here
2 games and 30 points total. You can see it right here. And even just, I mean, also looking up from them, we talk about how the difference making is, right? For RIP official and for ISO, they're tied. And they're just 2 points up to Team India. I mean, honestly, over the span of all these games, RIP can now be sitting. If they don't qualify, they could be like, we could have qualified with 3 more kills. Yeah,
they could have done it. But, of course, ISO still 2 more maps to play. Team India, 2 more maps to play. So there's a little bit of a buffer there. 204 points is really the next jump up.
8-bit is also done, right?
Yeah, 8-bit has finished there. So they are locked in at 204. So that's the next sort of step up. So it's as
only
you say,
6
though,
points extra.
That's only 6 points, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's 2 placements and a few kills, right? Over the course of 16 games.
Yeah, it is... It is going to be extremely down to the wire. And that's what we talked about the other day as well, how every single kill matters. We talk about it's a placement-heavy game, and it is. You want to stay alive. Because if you don't, then you ain't even going to be on that screen of yours right there. You're going to be far down in the bottom. Yeah. But as much as the placements are your foundation, your kills are the painting on the house, the chimney, the everything that comes with it. And you can't build a house only with the foundation. You need those walls as well.
You ever played The Sims? It's like when you buy the house.
Have I ever played The Sims?
It's like when you buy the lot without the furniture, right?
Yeah,
that's your placement.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll work. It'll get you there, but it's nice to have a little bit more, you know, get a nice rug, lay a nice rug down, hang some drapes and make sure that
you got to get things going. Especially, I mean, right now, it's all about top 16. Whether you get 16th or you get first, technically, doesn't matter because it's all nullified. I'd like to see a tournament where from the group stages till the actual final event, you get some sort of a carryover from, like, there should be some sort of reward of winning the group stages, I feel like. But that's not the case in this, so let's not discuss that much further. Playing does go simply northeast to southwest across the map, so not a whole lot to say right there either. But just to add to it, I mean, you only need to get 16th.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this drop is going to be interesting for me. I want to see who's going to claim Pachinki. You're coming soon. Weren't known to contest 8-bit there, but because 8-bit aren't in it, are other people going to be going and trying to take that one as well?
I mean, GODL dropped Picardo last game, right? So wouldn't Pachinki be the go-to this game?
That's true. Yeah, it could be. Or Rosok or maybe Yasnaya. We'll have to see where they're going to go. Military base as well. That can pretty much entirely go to SKUL and Team India because that's where they like to drop. So that's going to be a pretty normal setup there.
The question is going to be whether anyone wants to commit to military because it's too far out of parachute distance. So I'm not sure anyone would want to go all the way over.
We'll have to wait and see who's going to be dropping out. HYDRA look to be going late. They tend to loot over just a little bit north of Quarry, north of Primorsk on those flanks there. You can see there's Team India. They are dropping out for a military drop by the looks of things. So we'll see what they're going. Coming soon, you can see they're going to be the ones descending onto Pachinki.
Where's GODL?
Where are GODL? Where
looking for them.
Where are those absolute madmen? There is a possibility that they didn't even load in. We have seen that before.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because not only, I mean, of course, it's a fair admittance in that you didn't qualify and that's it. But technically, you're kind of screwing over everyone else because that's kill points that they ain't going to be getting. But there are 64 players on the server, so it's just us being blind. They are here. They are here.
They are here somewhere.
Always play it through, guys. Take the loss with the chin up. That's...
Sorry, it's SWAT who always go to Military Island with Team India.
Yeah,
not Sky.
SWAT, they go down there too. They
So-
like to do that split thing where they loot all the compounds around the military base itself.
I was wondering why we weren't seeing them go down there. I was like, oh no, that's SWAT, not SKUL, which is
That's
why
a
they're there.
naked man from ZFX.
Certainly is.
So ZFX needs themselves a good game to solidify
Oh,
a spot. And we already have damage done. Did I just
Yeah.
jinx them?
you definitely did. Yep, definitely did.
Sorry! They need
Oh,
a
dear.
good game and they're dead.
Well, there's 1 point on the board for Evil Big Fellas, which is one of
They
our
also
teams to
need a
watch.
good game.
Yeah, well, they don't need
Yeah.
actually that good of a game. They only need to post 6 points in the next two maps.
Yeah,
But there's one of them already. So SWAT official, they're going to be sat there really unhappy with that one.
God,
There's
they're
GODL.
going
There
with
they are.
Soul again?
They're just gonna try and drop straight on top of Soul.
Is
All
that
right.
is that a personal vendetta thing, you think?
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe
in all honesty, one thing is they go Picado. That's one of those.
Yeah.
It's send that doesn't really matter. It's pretty obvious
Yeah.
for team to go there, just because that is more
Yeah.
commonly known as the hot drop thing, just like Hacienda is. And,
Yeah.
but containers, they have got to be going here, knowing that Soul went there, and now they just want to kind of mess with them. But then again, Soul they're already guaranteed to be in.
Yeah.
So if you want to BM somebody or do something, then why not contest the team that you can actually make a difference on?
Yeah, it's
Or is this
it's
just to have
interesting. There.
fun?
Maybe GODL are trying to just get some scrim practice.
I was
in
gonna
at
say
this stage.
maybe GODL. They know that Soul are the more famous
What-
players,
what is
and they know
Ronak
that
do-
Soul will be looked at. So maybe it's just because they want more screen time.
Maybe so. But maybe if Ronak could hit a shot, something would go different.
Oh, that's they're just playing with their food.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, so that's pretty normal. I mean, Seoul, they are known to go to South George, to these containers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But GODL ain't.
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, they aren't known to do very well. So we'll see what they're able to get done. Actually, Seoul taking a bit of punishment here. God, I've
This
got
has
some.
me confused.
It really, really does. But yeah, again, we saw the circle earlier on. It was just a little bit northwesterly. So teams like HYDRA, they're going to be moving up that coast. Of course, looting just a little bit to the west of Gatka. So they should be pretty happy with that. Have they just agreed to not fight each other here?
I don't know exactly what's going on here. Assassin making his way on. You can see Piper trying to see if he can get some kills over on this side. Hash taking a lot of fire, his whip, and no
Look at
shots
Assassin.
connected. Assassin is playing from the ultimate Ezio Auditore position. For those of you guys who ever played that game. Up on the creative top. Would be amazing to see him just sort of the eagle jump out from the top and just like put his knife.
Yeah, he
right
needs
into
to
the back
sink.
of
He
someone.
needs to sink his map up first, and then he can.
Oh yeah, of course you have to first do the whole map overview thingy.
Yeah, and then
Imagine that being a thing in PUBG.
that would be pretty cool.
But then again, everybody knows what the map looks like, so.
yeah, unless it
Explore
changed, unless it
angle.
was dynamic.
Yeah, so the cities could be everywhere. You never know.
Or like the layout in the cities could be different. So the containers could be
yeah.
connected differently or something.
Or just like
each
the
time.
container area could be where the prison area is. Like the entire whole
Oh,
thing
there's
could
like some
always move
rotations.
around.
Yeah, to be fair, there's enough complaints about RNG without that happening.
And you never knew what was where.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, oh, I guess we gotta look in the air when we fly on over. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Allow for modding, and that would happen within a day.
Always
I
just
think
spots
he's
the
been
top.
spotted,
Yeah, he
yeah.
did spot out Assassin, I think, but
He's
Gonna
been a
be able to
heavy
get it.
hitter too. He's been a beast with those bold actions. Would be interesting to see
Yeah.
if he can get himself a shot on towards him. He does get spotted out now.
yeah. Awace actually coming into the semi-finals. Awace was tied top fragger with Cartoons from Team Insidious on 19 kills. Sorry, coming into week number 2 of the semi-finals, I should say. Was there. Soul actually getting knocked, but getting knocked in response. GODL, they are trading. They are going to get flushed. Okay, Awace is out, and Grims is able to pick it up.
Where is the help? Now Viper peaks. You might want to do that before your teammate gets killed.
I mean, maybe. Maybe.
I've just heard online from someone that it was a good idea to help your friends before they die.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound right.
I know. It's just one of those things that that sometimes you're told, and you're like,
Curious. Curiouser and curiouser.
yeah, but this might actually be one of the real ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But Soul, they're still in the circle. They have plenty of time. This is smart from Viper. He's taken off his helmet because he knows that if he gets headshot, it won't damage the armor. He's not going to be able to stop a Kar 98 shot anyway.
Wait,
so
the witch hat is a helmet?
Or did he just take off the witch
I
hat?
thought it was just a skin.
Oh, I thought he had a helmet on.
No, he had a witch hat on.
Oh, what? I didn't even notice. I mean, I definitely knew that there was a witch hat in play, but I didn't realize it was on him.
I'm pretty sure that he had it on his head. And also, if he gets headshotted, then he gets
Oh, he
knocked
spots it.
instantly.
Oh, no.
So maybe that would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think the reason to take off your witch hat is that he could have seen him around the corner because
Yeah.
he's so big. But if he's wearing a helmet, then that would cancel a headshot one shot. So that's a dangerous thing to take off to stay alive.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
interesting to see how the rest of the map is shaping up, because these two teams are sort of not really getting too much looting done.
But GODL is getting their screen time.
Yeah,
Gotta say,
absolutely.
yeah, if that's their goal, then you won. And that's a container.
Yeah, that's not a shoe. It's not a foot. Grim's going to take the shots nonetheless. Assassin's still on the high ground. He is going to have to make his way down there. It's a very difficult position for that to hold. You have to have a large amount of confidence in the rest of your team in order to hold that
I hate
spot.
this area for multiple reasons. That
Yeah.
being one of them. I don't have confidence in anyone. No. or I don't have a team.
Do you have confidence in yourself?
Depends on what I'm doing, what
Yeah.
activity I'm kind of engaging in.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Assassin blinking off some shots towards Viper. And again, this is just a kind of a a standoff. Like, no one's really going to go down here.
The bad thing about this is, I mean, now again, Ghost got their out and Soul are in, so this fight doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Technically. But the thing about this area, as I was going to say
Assassin got
before, ooh, there's not. Oh, there's the eagle.
Oh,
there's
there's
the eagle.
It's literally Ezio.
There you go. No, but the thing about this area of the map is that once you have this, like, there's such a big contrast place. Everything is crammed in here like a full city, and then everything around there's water and a huge open field. It's just like once you finish the fight in here, which you pretty much never finish with all your 4 players alive, you still have a huge, massive, annoying as beep field to cross to get any sort of vehicles or go anywhere, pretty much. And that's where teams will just line up and say, well, whenever you're ready to leave, we'll kill you.
Philo going to try and make the break up the stairs. Viper got him in his sights. Isn't going to be able to land the spray too much. A little bit of damage coming through, but not quite able to get the knock.
I was going to say, is he actually expecting this to work? I don't think he was expecting it to work, but somehow it actually is.
Yeah, it stops the res, though. Not too sure on that one. Grim's right next to Viper. He didn't hear it out. It's going to get knocked down. That could get the flush as well if Grim's is fast enough here.
Yup.
They lose another player. GODL actually bringing them to task here. With the res on Assassin, they have the overlook, and now it's Ronak and Mortal getting taken to task by, objectively, the worst team in the tournament at this stage.
Yeah, you say that, but Ronak does have a saying in what's going on, and I'm kind of wondering, for both Soul and for GODL, are they going to go here next game?
Maybe. That's a good point, actually. This is Soul going to risk it for potentially 4 points, essentially, because that's the reward you're looking for. But here we go. Finally, we get a look at the rest of the map.
circle. So
You can see Team India have made that rotation across the bridge. ZFX over on that eastern bridge trying to hold it down. PixL Spades are going to be clashing a little bit with the evil big fellas. Of course, one of the teams that we do need to be looking out for. SKUL and ISO on that eastern front are fighting over the edge of the circle. But over to the north, you've got Learn From Past, who are over there just trying to get stuff done. SKUL and ZFX, 2 of the other teams that we're looking at, along with Evil Big Fellas, to try and knock some players out, or knock some teams out of the tournament.
wow, look at Grimace Barrel. One of the better up-close weapons and full level 3 gear. I mean, he's ready to take a fight here. Honestly, if I had that gear at this point, and he knew there were players in here, I would just be sending it forward too. So it makes sense to taking the fights if they've been landing on this gear to begin with. But the reason they're here to begin with, I can't really, I can't seem to find it, because they must have known that it's Soul. It's just too coincidental that they found both of them randomly, right?
Well, there we go. They are out in the blue, and that's going to be a knock onto Silverstone. They should be able to rotate in. They do have some vehicles for SKUL, but that's really good to see. Another knock over onto Assassin as well for Ronak. He's just churning up those damage numbers.
Yeah.
Pain losing a few players over towards the Brawlers as well.
Yep.
Of course, already confirmed to be in that top spot. The question is, how far can they extend that lead? It's pretty much all for honor at this stage. See what they can get done.
I'm sure that at the finals, they'll do like the global finals, they'll do like, who had the most points in the semifinals? And they'll be like, ah, we won.
Why not the regional finals?
Because...
Or over the whole tournament, maybe.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
had the
that
most
could be a
points
thing.
over the whole
That could be a
tournament?
thing, too.
That'd be nice to see. But the nade's starting to rain out from Team India over towards the Maximus Alpha squad. They are a little bit split up, but you can see there's 3 players there. They are going to drop a smoke over towards their US. There's a player out in the field. I believe he is knocked at this stage. It's Omega.
Yeah, that's not going to be a rest coming in there for sure.
Well, yeah, so this is why they're popping the smokes. They want to make this break backwards to try and pick up their teammate.
They're actually going to run out into the field to rest him. That is going to be so dangerous and risky.
It really is. It really is. But Team India, they don't have the vision on it just yet. And I don't think Omega's going to be able to make it towards them just yet.
No, seems like they'll have to settle with what they got. And in all honesty, I mean, it's not the worst situation to have this good of a center spot in the circle. Sure, you only have 3 players alive, but don't risk it going down to 2 because you cannot hold that compound with just 2 players. So take it to your chin. Say, you know, we lost that 1 player and getting this really, really good spot, and just deal with it.
Evil Big Fella's riding on by Pain eSports.
Ooh, shall go down.
They get knocked by Brawlers, actually,
That's
who are somewhere in the hills. Oh, that's disastrous for King. Needs to try and just roll on through, able to get away for now, but the shots can still come on down for Trance. Looking for the spray, might just be out of range now, and that is such a lucky turn of events for King.
Trance?
He's still not out of the fire yet. He just sailed straight on over that the chopstick. You can, of course, do that with enough speed, but he's going to crash straight into this location. Pretty decent in terms of cover, but leaving it not so strong. Brawlers center circle, as they like to be, and they get the next one as well. SKUL and ISO both on that eastern side. SKUL need to post some good numbers here. ZFX, they've got an open circle in order to try and escape that as well. They need to post about 29 points in the next 2 maps. And of course, Evil Big Fellas as well. You can see they're on the northwest.
Quick little tips with Toby. When you're shooting at a vehicle, use all your bullets before you reload. Because first you reload it with 8, then you reload it with 20. It's like, if you're going to shoot the vehicle anyway, you're just wasting time, potentially. That, like, the time gap you have to take him out is marginally narrowed if you start reloading when you don't have to.
There you go. Tips with Toby. Does it have a theme tune? Tips with Toby? Tips with Toby. There you go. Don't waste your ammo. Don't
trademark, by the way. Trademark,
less than your full mag when you're spraying away. But Team India, they've got the bead over onto the Brawlers. A shot is there from the M24, but it's not going to hit. Or it might have hit actually onto Frost. And a little bit more tack damage coming through onto Nova King. I don't think they've realized where it's getting shot from, but finally they're going to be able to get the bead on. Get into cover, Nova King. Oh, you're going to get a lot of damage sent your way. Just about there. He's going to get another shot, but not going to be able to land it. The knocks just unfortunately not coming through on Brawlers.
Stacking the damage up, and we can see right here as well, come in soon, getting pulled up on their compound has been breached, and now they have to give the shack, or they shack the warehouse over to the guys in Pain on the other side. Oh, PixL, actually.
PixelReign, they have got the warehouse. They should be okay with that. MegaStars, they have been spotted out. You can see there's the smoke. Can just trying to move on forwards. Still, it's GODL and Soul clashing. You can see in the kill feed, finally they're going out. But no teams have gone out yet.
Nope, they're just chilling, fighting a little more. Now they're fighting in the blue. Again, neither of them have anything to play for. So, other than pride or, I don't know what GODL is playing for this point, but they're getting killed, so.
Sure. Oh, I mean, why not? Another knockover onto the MegaStars over on the
I mean, if you've got to
backside.
practice, might as well practice against some of the best, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to pad their damage.
And also, they don't have anything to play for. If you were trying to go up against a team that had a brink-like chance of going out, you would be looked at as the kind of BM team that is doing that. Now you take the fight against a team you know is already guaranteed.
Yeah,
so neither of them, like they can both really do it without any worries. Which is probably also the reason they're sticking
MegaStars
around.
taking a lot of damage. I think there was a flush coming over as well. Again, so many knocks going over onto GODL.
Yeah, I don't know how they're not eliminated yet, but they were.
Yeah.
Of course, 4 guys alive with 2 opponents, so they have a little more room for that.
PixL Spades, they're happy to hold up here at the moment. They don't need to push out.
If this next circle don't go towards them, they're completely screwed, though, because they have 0 info on what's happening outside of this warehouse, other than the fact that they have a team right next to them.
Yeah, and it's pretty difficult to move. Daljit is not quite able to land all of those shots, but there is an Orb, very close to Orb as well. So they should be pretty happy with that pickup if they can get over to it.
Great. Look at how it's shifted. You see Morsel making his rotation. He's been knocked, I believe. And, yep, that's what happens. Philo made his way on down as well. So these are the sorry reminiscence of Soul and GODL. Just 1 player alive from each team with neither of them really getting anything positive out of it. Ronak went down to the circle too, so that's going to be Soul out in 16th place.
They got to go down. Okay, fair enough. They've got enough points to be pretty safe at this stage.
They're in it.
They're pretty secure in their position. So we'll see
this next circle, or it shifted south that we saw just before, and it's going to go into this really, really, really open field. I mean, it's really not a good place to be forced into. Now you can see we got coming soon on their rotation. 3 guys in 1 vehicle. Oh, make that 2 actually. Make that 2. Never mind. They're playing it well. They're playing it smart. They're smarter than me. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
2-2. 2-2. I like to see it.
They're going to roll across just the borders of the fields a week, but learn from passer at the top of the hill, so they
Yeah.
might have a little bit of trouble there. Maximus Alpha, they're still in the fray. Pretty low down on the scoreboard, though. They have a long way to go. Need to post some really strong results.
They're just driving through here. They're like, we're not going to fight. And then now they are stopping. Take the fight with both Mega and I believe, wasn't there one more team up the hill here? Or
Coming
was it
soon,
just
yeah.
them?
Learn from passer.
Yep.
2-3x skuddet den her igennem bagved til Benitez
And now we get in-game comes.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to see what they're saying to each other, but learn from pass, take the first knock. That's coming soon. Actually making the best of that push, getting a knock over onto the MegaStars as well. So now they can start to ramp it up, and they might just be in with a shot of taking this eastern side of the circle.
Yeah, Mega lost 2 players already. Learn from pass. It's one of those teams that wants to get some additional points here. They need to stay alive in order to do so, though. Oh, swag. Down to minimal HP. But lives to see another day. Snacks is already down to just 3 players up and alive.
Just going to get that. Now the MegaStars on the on the northern side of this. Sorry, a little bit further into the circle than coming soon. Of course, this zone will start to push them in. We're down to 14 teams now, but it's still a little bit early into the game for too much more to happen.
Yeah, there's still some room to work with, but then as we say that, there really isn't. I mean, that's the thing, right? You have a huge field that's part of the circle, and that just forces teams to say, nope, ain't gonna happen. That's kind of water in this situation where you really just don't want to go out there. So, as we say, there's plenty of room looking at how far, time-wise, we are into the game and how big the circle is. There really isn't, because the majority of places available within the circle aren't, like, they are available, but you can't play from them. So you have one compound. You have a compound west as well, and you have all these open fields on a couple of hillsides. So that's why they're seeing these engagements happen. We normally talk Circle 5, Circle 6 for the Chaos. Here, happening already in the preview to Circle 4.
Coming soon, they are staking their claim to the top of this hill, though, and
Oh, yeah.
learn from past a little bit dismounted at this stage. You see the loot starting to come on through, but again, quite low meds for a lot of these teams.
Paradox is left behind too, it seems like. I think there are other players. Swag and his teammate managed to get out of here alive, but they kind of left Paradox behind.
Evil big fellas are down the hill, so if Paradox actually takes a fight here, they might just be able to push up and see what they can get. They are quite a way away, but they might just be able to get the beat on. Coming soon, taking a lot of damage, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's from the MegaStars as they start to push.
Yep.
Orb actually chiming in, so a long way away. Really long
Wow,
range
that's
shot.
all the way down from the compound.
Yeah, but there's Paradox. Getting the spray onto existence. They're going to know where he is now. But he's right on the edge of the circle. He has the zone. The rest of the team, though.
The green shoulder pads for the camouflage.
Oh, yeah. He knows exactly what's up here. The knock actually did come through onto existence. I think that was the play
Yeah,
zone
the
going
circle
off.
taking him down. And now Circle goes even more into the field. And of course, Brawl gets it, just for the sake of things.
Ooh, Paradox, though, is getting plinked away. I believe that's Orb. They are going to get the knock. Oh, no. That was Evil Big Fellas. And they are going to be able to get that one down. It's actually Encore over on the north side.
Field.
Okay, they are completely split up. I didn't realize they were so far
I was looking
apart.
for him, but I couldn't see him anywhere. But this makes sense now.
So they flush out Paradox, and now it's just Encore snaking away in the field. Evil Big Fellas, of course, able to pick that one up. Nicely done. Another point under their belt. Closer and closer they get to eliminating SWAT official from the tournament. MegaStars.
I mean, in placements already, they should... No, 14th is what, 3 points?
If they get, yeah, they have 2 points on board at least that we've seen.
Okay, so they need to get 2 placements higher to get themselves placed here.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what they can get done. But the MegaStars, they're rattling off the shots towards coming soon, able to take down the flush, and coming soon they're rotating in the Dacia. It's not quite fast enough, but they just breached the lip there. They are going to be able to get away with it for now. Final boss and Leo not quite able to take them down just yet.
Not just yet, and now they have a really, really rough run to make on forward here as well. You can see the entire open field out in front of them. It's going to be ever so difficult for them to get anywhere from here.
SKUL get eliminated. They didn't need a better performance than that. Of course, they are poised to try and leap themselves out of that red zone, out of the elimination zone, to try and get a little bit more done. But unfortunately, they go down in 14th. So not the best start, but they still have another map to prove themselves.
See, Aladdin tried to make the drive on away there. Probably would have wished he had had his magic carpet in this situation. Not really the optimal situation to have a US to hide behind down there.
That's not the sort of world you want to be shown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, ZFX is going to try and roll through, and he just goes straight into PixL Spades. Okay, and that's Piano Guy just going straight on down.
That's a strategy.
You're right, it is a strategy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll see what they can get done. But, oh, PixL Spades, they get blown up by a beautiful nade coming in from Aladdin. Just lobs it down. A lot of damage found, but HP is still there. And he gets taken down.
Wow, the entire
Aladdin.
team wiped. Ginny provided him with the explosives needed, and he sent them over the hill.
Yeah, cheers for that one, Mr. Williams. Not Will Smith. You go away, Will Smith.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. But ISO now, they have the position on this the eastern side of the circle. Contesting it a little bit with Team India, but they have their own problems to deal with. Orb trying to push onto the zone. You see ZFX, I think, getting knocked down there. Viru is there, but still has a teammate somewhere in the fray. SKUL, oh no, SKUL is still going.
Yeah, Ashes is in the mix, trying to make his way on forward, but he has to get inside that circle because it's only going to start doing more and more damage. You can see he is far down on the side, and now he's actually gone out as well.
Yeah.
Circle took him out in the end. That tree didn't grant him enough cover, and here's more water.
Yeah, the rotation coming in from Brawlers, this is very difficult. They've got open fields just sat right in front of them, and they have to push all the way across. So it's going to be really difficult to make that push, but they have a lot of teams going to be having to do it with them. So the rotations north and south cannot happen in the way that they'd like.
Where Orb sitting currently in the standings?
On the leaderboard, Orb are sat in 9th. They
Okay,
are
so they're already guaranteed.
Yeah, they are on 210 points.
Yeah.
So
They're
moving forwards.
They're in.
ZFX taking more damage, and actually Sangwon getting knocked for the Brawlers.
Yeah, learn from past the one to deliver damage. Also one of the teams that we were to look for here. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
I'm wrong.
They are. Yeah, learn from past is actually just below Orb.
Okay, so they're up there as well.
Yeah, so Team India though, they're getting pushed on. Will be able to get one knock. Will he get more? No. Trance not quite able to hold. Here's Daljit getting punished as well. Orb doing very, very well here. And they are going to be able to wipe out Team India in 10th place.
And it's kind of interesting that all these top teams are fighting each other right now.
No, Team India still have a player. Sorry, my mistake.
There's still one guy up and kicking. But for all these teams that aren't in just yet, to see Brawl fight coming soon, to see Team India fight, Orb and all this happening, if you're a team that hasn't qualified just guaranteedly, and you see all these top hitters taking casualties now, that's going to set you up for a much better late game.
You know Soul's out. You know that Team India is very, very low.
Yeah.
The only worry that you have is the players currently sat at the hill. You have the Brawlers coming across. That's who you're really looking for, and HYDRA, who have that position. But if ZFX can start to deal with them, then they might just be in with a little bit of luck. And you can see there, Akno getting confirmed, and I believe that's paying eSports out in 6th.
Kratos thrown behind his Bucky in the field. This is not at all an optimal position to be forced into. All you can do from here really is just lay low and hope people don't spot you out.
ISO have been pretty decent with those nades. We saw it with Aladdin before, but he's just checking out this path. He knows this player's going to be snaking around, and if HYDRA get the bead on Ninja, he's pretty much dead.
Yeah,
so,
there's not a whole lot he can do from here.
But he has to just try and shimmy into the circle. That Molotov actually landed on Kratos.
Oh! That's fortunate. Now he starts shooting too. That might be the audible cue needed for some of these guys that are currently a bit further centered in the circle than he is. Or you can just crawl over and take his spot. Yeah,
India now out of this game. They go out in 6th, so not a terrible performance at all.
So any of the teams here, any of the teams that are in on the brink?
Not really. Maximus Alpha, they need to put up some big numbers. Potentially they could come through, but it's really an outside
They'll need a
chance.
win here and a really good performance next game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they need the double strong performance. So they have a shout in this one, though. They have a decent central position. HYDRA have to push down over the lip, but they've got the Brawlers on their back and Orb breathing down their neck. Orb pretty low, though, so they might be in with a better chance here.
Brawl communicating with one another in languages we unfortunately do not. I mean, I can only talk for myself. Do you speak Hindi? No?
No. Unfortunately.
Ooh, yeah,
but
that's
Ninja, yeah.
About it. That's going to get him dead most likely soon as well. There you go.
ISO
goes
out.
and Dark takes him out.
In 5th. So now 4 teams remain. They're all on this hillside. The shift goes a little bit towards HYDRA. No one really has that center circle. So Brawlers can start to push in if they want to. They have the most players, I believe, alive of any teams remaining.
Yeah, everyone's been taking casualties, but HYDRA actually still sitting with 4 alive up there on the northern or southern side, zombie up the hills. 4 guys alive and 9 kills already. They already have a win today.
Oh dear.
Being able to do more here would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, Maximus Alpha out in 4th as they get eliminated from all sides. Brawl and Orb just teaming up for that one. HYDRA, though, they still are kings of the castle. Actually, Brawlers with 3, so it is HYDRA with the power at the moment on the top of the hill.
Brawlers 11 kills, though, playing it oh so well. Now they have kind of taken a little bit of air out of the balloon. They're playing it safe, a little slower, taking the pace out of it. And understandably so. I mean, this is what I like to see in some of these top teams. I mean, even though they're guaranteed to be in by a long run,
yeah,
they still use every single game because they know there are tougher opponents to come. They know they're going further, but they will meet these teams again
Yeah.
in the LAN event, and they need to continuously practice. And why not use the games against the guys you'll actually get to fight against to get it going your way? HYDRA! Oh, I thought he was going to drive it all the way over there.
I thought so too, but no, Brawlers are getting shot on from Orb down the hill. So this is really good situation for HYDRA, but this nade could prove completely pivotal. If he's able to get the angle on it, you can see he's just going to stand up and get shut down. The nade was cocked. Does it blow up on top of him? But no. Orb lose one of their players, and now it's just Katuk. The pin was popped, but no one was next to him, so luckily there's no team damage coming through.
Timing. You might spot one guy, but you got to be ready to see more. Brawlers lose one more. God kill spots him out, and that's going to be the 12th kill. Make that the 13th potentially added for the guys here. Now it's a 3v1. Make that a 4v2.
Oh,
4v1 with one knocked player.
Here they go. It's just Dark on a sliver of HP. Nova King is down. He's not going to last too long. And it's HYDRA to close it out with a brilliant top of the hill camp. Decent kills coming through. 14 for them. Brawlers, decent kills as well. Nice second place finish. Maximus Alpha getting 4th with 0.
That
0 on the board.
They also had they had a second place with 0 kills today, didn't they? Or with
I'm
1
not
kill or
sure.
something like that. There was something like that today. Pretty interesting.
I think so.
But of course, placement come first. You just gotta now that you get the placements down, that's when you can start
That's
maybe
true.
shooting some people too.
Although they need more points than this.
They do.
Quite frankly,
They
if
do.
they have any hope, they are very, very low down on the leaderboards,
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll see in a minute. But that's not really going to be able to catapult them up there, unfortunately. But it was a nice game coming out, and actually we saw again Brawlers play against a pretty tricky circle and actually do a decent rotation and make it work for them.
They did. ZFX though, not to the start they would have wanted, and then this entire GODL versus Soul kind of engagement had us both a little confused. But then again, I mean, neither of them really with a reason to care.
Exactly.
And I kind of like that they're doing a thing where they ain't screwing over people that are in either close to making it or close to not making it.
Yeah.
Because they're just saying, you know what, we have already qualified or we have already not qualified.
Yeah.
And we will stay out here. This is our little fighting ground. And then maybe, who knows? Because this was a tie, right? They both got out of there with 1 alive.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll look to go to the battlefield once more next game.
We'll see what they choose to do, because of course that was the containers on the south of Georgia Pole that they opted to choose between. There were some interesting shifts, and it was a lot of open ground. That's kind of what you said you wanted to see here.
Yeah.
In terms of the finishes, because you've got quite a lot of open ground, as you say, and it just proves how you can rotate around these circles, because India, we've said before, and we'll say it again, that they aren't the strongest when it comes to playing on terrain. They prefer that compound style, but we've seen that adaptation, and we're seeing the teams that have adapted do very well here.
Yeah, and you have to be adaptable. That's like what we talk about consistency, but I think the most important word, especially when we're going to be going up in the global event at some point in July in Berlin, and you get to see all these different metas, this entire melting pot of teams from all over the world playing against one another. Believe me, if you guys go to YouTube now and you look up some of the matches in NA, and some of the matches in Europe, some of the matches happening in Asia, you'll be sitting there watching. Even if you're a highly skilled competitive Indian player, there will be moments where you're like, what the hell are these guys doing? And there'll be moments where like, oh my god, these guys are so smart. Like, you get both of it, but believe me, these guys will do the same when they look at you guys play. So it's a very different sort of approach to the game from different regions.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because everybody plays different, not only between regions, but between the whole thing. But here you can see some of the results. Of course, the Evil Big Fellas posted exactly 5 points, which means they are now tied with SWAT Official with 1 game to go. So as long as they don't go out in 16th or they get a kill, then they are set to be confirmed out, or certainly confirmed to be up and over SWAT Official, which will confirm their elimination. Of course, they are sat currently on 68 kills, and SWAT Official are on 40, and I believe that's the tiebreaker. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to double check if it did happen that they went out 0-0 on the next game, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Of course, in the game, HYDRA posting 14 kills, 44 points.
That's a good game.
High-scoring game indeed. That's going to put them in second.
So
in third.
ZFX needed 24, right? So they need 14 now.
Yeah, they need a little bit more.
And
ZFX.
then you had SKUL needing 28, and they got 7, so they need 21 next game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's decent scoring for certainly for ZFX. That's very achievable to be able to get out there. And then 21 is also very achievable.
For sure.
But you do need to have a really strong performance.
You
there for
do. And we
SKUL.
haven't seen a whole lot from ZFX today.
No, that is true. They have been pretty inconsistent.
Not yesterday either, to be honest.
Yeah, when it comes to the results, I mean, today they've posted positioned 12th in terms of points, 8th in terms of points, and then 8th in terms of points again. So very middling. And yesterday as well, I believe they actually played on the first day.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They were 14th, coming in at 12th and 14th and 9th. So really not that great.
But it's on them
this
today.
weekend's
It's
performance.
on them now. It is a doable amount of points to get in one game. It's a second place without any kills, or it is a, let's say, 4th place with 6 kills. That would be it.
Yeah, so that's really what they're looking to post, of course. We are down to our final game next. So all of these points really starting to consolidate.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams really going to try and push out. Unfortunately, there are a few teams who are pretty much confirmed cannot get through. So here is a look at the standings as
Evil
they
in,
are.
actually. You can see it there.
Brawlers might be in with a chance of breaking 400. Wouldn't be too surprised to see that. Evil Big Fellas, as you can see, are tied with, I believe, SWAT, who are just beneath them on the table. I believe that's alphabetical that the sorting is. It depends how it's all sorted.
I'm pretty sure it's kills. If it goes anything close to what it does on PC, then it's the difference maker. The tiebreaker is the amount of kills.
Okay.
And since those leaderboards count that too, it would be actually Evil Big sitting in 16th.
Yeah, well, there we go. We'll have to get a full break. I'll break it down a little bit in my mind during the break, and we'll come back with the final game. Of course, the PUBG Mobile Club Open brought to you by the official smartphone, the Vivo devices. Of course, you can check out the V15 and the V15 Pro at your leisure. If you want to check out all the stats and standings over on the tournament, you can head over to the website, clubopen.pubgmobile.com, and you can see what is going on. Of course, we only have one map left to go, so we're going to see what can happen. And if you want to check out the replays about what has happened across all the regions, then you can head over to the YouTube channel. That's PUBG Mobile Esports, and you can check out all the replays for every region. But we are going to head over to a break. We are nearly done now with the semi-finals. When we come back, we'll have the final game. It will be Erangel. It will finish where we started, and we'll be saying goodbye to 8 teams. Which ones they are, that remains to be seen. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, where is everyone?
Capture the night with triple rear camera, 48 million quad pixel sensor.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
One year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the one-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
the final game is upon us for the semi-finals here at the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019. My name is John Allen, with me is Toby, and we are going to be running you through Erangel for the final time in the semis.
This is going to be interesting. Where the final game in the semifinals, a lot is on the line for a few teams.
Yeah.
A lot of them are already guaranteed. A lot of the ones that will go out have gone out kind of already.
Yeah.
But there's still that little area around, like what's, let's say, 14th down to 18th place right now, where things can go back and forth. Where do we want for these guys? Because they're kind of landing all over the map. So we kind of say it has to go here for the sake of everyone.
Yeah.
Are we with them on this one? In saying it should just be center, fair for everyone? Or do we want it to go somewhere really rude that could be interesting to
Zaki
see?
Circle. Zaki Circle.
Yes.
That's what we want. Or a Primorsk Circle. That'd be interesting.
I like... Yeah. Frame circles, they're always kind of stupid because you have the whole forest line down there.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, yeah. Saki. I'm down with Saki. Saki or military?
Zaki or military. Or shooting range finish.
Ooh,
that'd be pretty
that
cool.
is kind of rare too. Yep.
Well, we aren't going to have to wait too long to get underway, of course. The plane is going to fly over
Eastern. Now we want the Saki circle.
Erangel for the final time for 8 of these teams.
Yeah. With the plane this far east, Saki or Prim is where we're going. That's just how it is.
And what we're looking at as well, are GODL going to drop on top of Seoul again?
Oh, yeah. What's going to happen in that regard? We do see
Seoul around.
I want to say,
They're not going South George.
So if GODL ain't landing with Seoul, where are they going?
Well,
Who are they messing it up for?
The Brawlers look like they want to land near Rosok at the moment. Seoul looking like they're heading for Pachinki, actually, and trying to take on Coming Soon.
Again, 2 teams with nothing really to... I mean, maybe they just want to get things over with quickly so they can go to bed.
So the teams that I'm looking at in terms of importance for placement, it's ZFX and it's SKUL. ZFX need 14 points, and they can knock out DAKU official from the tournament, and they can jump themselves out of the red zone.
That is a centered plane.
That's a pretty centered circle.
So the game went with the fair one.
Yeah, and then SKUL as well, another team that needs to post some decent results, 21 points, and as long as ZFX also post that result, they can knock out RIP official.
Toby's alarm bells are saying bring, bring, bring right now. Are there 3 teams in Novo?
I think there are. I think we are going to tune in there. It's GODL. Okay, GODL is one of them. GODL is one of them. You've got Pain Esports as well.
There are 4 teams down here. You got, like, you can see just on the edge up there on the minimap, there's a brown, I think it was number 8 team. Yeah, exactly. 4 teams in Novo.
Okay, it's GODL, it's Pain Esports. Who else is it at the moment?
There's got to be some sort of coordination to saying, for the
Yeah,
people that
ISO.
ain't either in or out, let's just go down here and have fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. All of these teams are confirmed. Their placements, GODL probably going home. Pain Esports also probably going home. And ISO almost certainly through.
One thing to me, though, as fun as this is to see, as much do I hate it, because there are still teams that are not guaranteed that try to make their way in, and they're kind of relying on getting some of these kills, right? To make, we talked about Max. Was it them? They would need an 11-kill win.
Yeah, they need
44 points, and if they ain't getting the win, then they need even more kills. Now they are actually in this area, but all these players are going to get wiped so early that could be their kills potentially be taken away.
Yeah, GODL just getting knocked as well. Of course, it's not actually that many kills when you think about it. In the grand scheme of things, there's a total of 12 players out of 64 in this area.
It still could be the difference maker, though.
It could. It certainly could. Every point matters, and we've seen that time and time again. I mean, even looking at just the kills, that's what has now eliminated SWAT official from the tournament officially, because, of course, the evil big fellas have way more kills. They've got 68 on the board. And they are now outside of that red zone, which will obviously take them home if you land there.
See ISO trying to figure out if they want to engage on this or not. We still have GODL and Pain full fighting on towards another. He says, okay, I think it's about time. I think it's about time that we make our way down there too.
Wouldn't it be kind of ironic if GODL won this round? Like, can
with
you imagine
20 kills.
With like 25 kills and like posted or like 30 kills and posted the best result across all the regions. I think
it's
a
like
29
3 points
kill win.
from qualifying.
29 kill win is the highest we had across any region. So yeah, I want GODL to just completely roll everyone.
Yeah.
They've already lost a player though, so maybe not.
This ain't gonna be easy, that's for sure. I mean, especially considering where they are and where they have to go. There was a team in military, there was a team in military, there was a team in farm, and they would have to pass all these to get to the circle. And the circle, I mean, is still very far away from their concerns right now.
Yeah. Akno as well, looking for the shots over onto Assassin. Gonna get the flush as well. Pain Esports They're not too worried here. No one really going to be able to get away from it. Pain need more.
I think Pain just got eliminated.
Yeah, I think they did in 16th. But what I really want to keep track of is where are ZFX, where are SKUL in this map, because they're really the only moving parts in these league tables at this stage. More than likely, as I said, we're seeing GODL go home. We're seeing PixL Spades go home. Maximus Alpha and Pain eSports as well likely to go home. Unless Maximus Alpha posts a huge win here, then they're probably going to be out and down. GodsReign as well and SWAT official are going to be eliminated as well officially. So DAKU really the only ones that can trade off here.
They'll need something really good going their way. GODL, last remaining player on their team is going to be Philo. And with him having been spotted, I'm sure that ISO will be swarming him in. Maybe throw a nade on in there, force him out with whatever means necessary. Just don't lose a player in this. I know you're already guaranteed, but it's just one of those situations where you just don't lose a player.
Yeah, I think they are, just trying to hunt Philo. They seem to have isolated him down to a single container. And in they go. One knock comes through. He's still going, alive and kicking, but there he goes. GODL eliminated in 15th.
We're already down to, say, 56 players now. That's interesting. So we lost 8 real quickly.
Yeah.
Pretty clean sweep. Nobody else has been fighting whatsoever. But in all honesty, I mean, as we talk about it and how we say they don't get kills, they do actually get things from it. Because I'm used to casting in the point system where you only get placement points if you're top 8.
Yeah.
But here there's placement points for everyone. 16th is 0, sure. But then 15th is 1 and 14th is 2. So 2 points already guaranteed. And what did we say that ZFX needed? 17 points or 14 points?
At the moment, ZFX need to look for more than 15 points.
Total. But they already got 2. I mean, I know 2 is not a lot, but that's actually a lot of help coming in because they could be one of the teams to fight early and potentially lose a player.
We'll have to see how much more they can get done. Of course, Maximus Alpha, they're just chilling. ISO, really far up on the top, so they're not worried, but picking up those kill points as well, it's going to be pretty decent. The thing is, with 3 teams landing down in Novo, and 4th as well, when you count Maximus Alpha, who are now starting to rotate there's a lot of open space on the rest of the map.
There is.
There's going to be so much working there.
Especially considering the circle is rather center and there's a lot of land on the map. I mean, land on the in the circle. There should be plenty of room for people to go to. But then again, I mean, if you know that, I have a slight idea that when you jumped out late and you saw there were still a billion players in the circle or in the plane, you're like, okay, so there got to be a way and out there, which means I can go for whatever I want because there's so much room. With everyone saying that, there are very few compounds that are like the god compounds or the priority compounds. And then it has like the opposite effect. Like there's so much room you can go anywhere. Yeah. But then they all want to go to that one good spot, and then they fight anyway.
The question I have is, have ISO realized that Maximus Alpha are breathing down their necks? Because if they try and rotate away, because the blue circle is starting to encroach on them now, they don't have too many meds. You can see Sidhu just picked up an adrenaline shot, so that's going to tide him over for pretty much the entirety of their rotation. But you can see they're not really worried about anything. I don't think they know Maximus Alpha there.
No vest, and he has quite a ways to go. M24, already have one, don't need it.
Yeah, just going to keep that one on board, and you can see Maximus Alpha just trying to catch those rotations as they come through.
I mean, they do need a ton of kills, so why not get it started early on? Avi gets himself knocked right there. Not a whole lot more to it. Finished off immediately after 2. Satan now crossing on over, the most glamorous Satan I've seen in a long time. He'll get himself some meds, 3 first aids, 5 bandages, a couple of boosters added to it as well. And they need to get going soon because that new circle is going to pop momentarily.
You do certainly need to get a little bit of a hoof on. Of course, Maximus Alpha actually only qualifying for the semi-finals on a technicality. So they are a team. Yeah, because of course. About that. Yeah, so it was a week or 2 ago. But it was AKHP who were sat above them. They had points deducted because they weren't playing on mobile devices. Of course, that is in the rules. You do need to be playing on a mobile device to make sure it's safe. Sorry, not safe, competitive.
I mean, I cannot stress it enough. For competitive players, read the rules. I mean, and it might be in situations where you're not even intending to cheat. I mean, now, this is a pretty obvious one that people are doing these sort of things. Yeah. But, I mean, overall, there could be rules that you just don't think about. Yeah. Could be a weird bug exploit. It could be anything that you don't even consider being against rules. And then, make sure to read them.
Well, here is the next circle. You can see SKUL, one of our teams that we're looking at in North George, have another circle there. I didn't quite catch where ZFX were, but you can see ISO now have rotated. They lost a player in Novo, but They are going to be able to make this rotation. They have the vehicles. PixL Spades, we've seen them do this before.
Same spots.
This is exactly the same setup that Team India came through. So Scout last time razzed it across, tried to go up the hill and through this barricade. Now, are they going to vary it?
Interesting. Very interesting. You can see
they're
waiting.
so more cautious now.
And they're not showing themselves, though. But that's the thing. You can sit here and try and get as much info as you want, but it's going to be completely up to PixL to give it away. If they're committed to this one, they've heard them drive on the bridge now. If they're committed, there's no excuse for showing yourself at this point. Don't shoot before you have that vehicle across the bridge. Yeah. That would just be complete waste of time. Because then why were we here to begin with?
Exactly. We'll see, though, because I think Team India are kind of aware of what they're trying to do here.
I just like it. It's clearly... I mean, the fact that Team India is over, because last time they played it safe.
Yeah.
But then they moved. Here, they're playing it overly, like extremely safe.
Scout. I think he's wedged that. I don't think he can use it anymore.
That's unfortunate, because now they're throwing smokes forward.
Oh, this is actually a smart angle. We might be able to spot out HP.
There's one player without full HP there. Is that damage done from them, or is that maybe just a weird wonky situation earlier? Look at this. They're not giving them anything. But also, they can see over the wall, so it does make it a bit easier to see without being seen.
Look how slow Team India are taking it, though. They're
like
moving up so carefully. There's 2 players just holding back, and you can see the rest of them are just moving forwards, turn in turn, and seeing what they can get done. They just know that PixL Spades are here. Like they have a gut feeling at this stage.
When do you reach the point, though, at which because I respect PixL for not wanting to give them a PixL.
But here comes the blue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When do you reach the point at which you kind of just have to cross? Because they cannot just all run over and then run back into the blue, take the vehicles and drive, right? They'll have to commit at some point. And also if you're PixL, how far do they have to drive? Oh, spotted one, but look at the damage coming in return. Perfect play from Team India.
Yeah, the Jaljet goes down, though, however, and that's going to be a flush as well coming out from Puzzler. But they are going to trade it back, and the shots are ringing true for Team India at this stage. Maximus Alpha? Okay. Well, they have to rotate, of course, from Novo. That's where they came from. ISO already made their way across, so now it's just on these players to go for it. Rain and HB still on the jaws of death. Either side of the bridge, Puzzler going down.
Great execution from Team India. It just showboats that some teams are better than others, but look at this. It ain't over yet. Rain was still out there on the side, and the HP on the other helped him out, but he's going to get spotted out now too. Kratos, they have one knocked and one finished off, but they're doing everything they can to cross this bridge anyway.
The thing is, they have the vision on Kratos, and they can continue to go for it. That is actually PixL Spades. They have been breached. They have been taken down. Maximus Alpha, though, they're still on the backside. Team India cannot rest. They cannot wait around, because then they can get eliminated. Maximus Alpha, of course, one of the teams that needs a huge performance. 11 kills on the win. This is a good way to start, but look at the number of kills that Team India have. 5 already.
I gotta give kudos to PixL. They really did everything they could to win this. There's just obviously a margin in Team India being, I don't want to say that much better as a team, but with them, it was just a fair fight on both parts. I mean, one team was doing a smart plan, another team was doing a really smart counter plan, and it worked out for Team India extremely well. They sent 2 over, they have one holding the position, just waiting for it, and they executed it extremely well.
Here comes Maximus Alpha. They know exactly what's going on. Scout, he's going to find some cover there. Actually dropping down. That's a lot of damage he's going to take.
Whoops. Also, that's him not being able to help his teammates.
For sure. His rotation is going to take a little bit of time. They should have spotted that out, though. But Maximus Alpha, they have to hold. They have to wait. And India have the better position here. They can take exactly what was going on.
Nate,
see what's going forward. Scout actually has a decent sideswipe on that. He doesn't have the angle quite yet, but they might have it. But meanwhile, over towards the chopsticks coming soon, spraying down onto HYDRA, who trying to just escape over those fields. They should be all right. We saw ZFX over on that west coast earlier on the mini-map. They're one of the teams that we're looking at to post some decent points to knock out their counterparts. DAKU official, who have played all 16 so far.
Also, another thing to
here we go.
Oh, let's see Scout here. Hold that thought. Let's see if he can get it. And he does. Team India
needs to heal.
Can you get the first enough? Gets a take from the booster. He might be able to get himself one more take from it.
Oh my goodness me. That was so close. You can see the rest of the team are deserting him. He made the call. He knew exactly the times on it.
Yeah.
Very well done. The booster's really saving his life there. Grows are getting dropped. No one really too close by to try and go for it.
Oh, taking down 2 players from Brawlers. Of course, again, 2 teams that are already in, so won't really matter in the overall scheme of things. But this circle shifting up towards Ruins, really, really rough place to play around. Probably the closest you'll get to a somewhat Miramar-esque ending on Erangel, with the whole terrain is rough to drive around. You can't really do a whole lot in that regard, and you just have to know every little dip, every little position to get yourself that best position possible.
Yeah. See what they can get done. The thing is, as well, if Evil Big Fellas go out now and ZFX win, there's potential that ZFX could leapfrog Evil Big Fellas. And take them out of the tournament. So we'll see how they're able to do. A nice little mount up there.
Is there friendly fire?
No, he just landed on the bonnet, so he didn't take damage.
But is there? Can you run over your teammates?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe you can.
Big kudos, big congratulations to PUBG Mobile for not doing that. It is one of the most common mistakes in PUBG and PC. And I haven't seen it at all here, so congrats. Spraydown's
going through. Orb pick up another set of points. 2 kills so far. They have all of their players alive, so they have a decent shout here. Brawlers pretty close by. They might want to try and have a word about it. Of course, Frost and Nova King already gone down. This is an early drop for Brawlers, but of course they're already sat in first very comfortably. Not too likely they're going to hit that 400-point mark, but nonetheless, really good showing for them in these semifinals.
Yeah, I think they will need, what, 37 points? I think they were in need of in order
no,
to
they
get
need
all
27.
The way up there. 27 that's
points.
Titles, So a long ways away, but then again, you can never count them out. They can do crazy things no matter how many players they have alive. This is a far southern position.
Yeah. There's Seoul again.
Quite a ways to go.
Winners of the first map. Sweethearts of the Indian region.
Yeah.
This is actually quite few teams for this stage of the circle, because this is only third circle now just coming in. Seoul very central on it.
That is a rough circle for
But that's
ZFX,
12 teams is where we expect to be in 2 circles' time.
Yeah. For ZFX, though, they were on the far western side. Circle just shifted east. And again, I mean, sure, game's going against them, but there's not out of it at all. I don't think they have any kills yet, but they have all 4 players alive without any damage taken so far. And most importantly, they have a chance in this area of the map to scout before they move. We lost so many players earlier, we talked about it before. There is enough room for teams to maneuver around here. You can tank a bit of blue if you have to as well. Play it smart. If you're really, really smart, what you do in these sort of circles, if you're on one side, the circle shifts to the other, you got to go all the way around and hit the entry point on the opposite side, because that is where nobody will be. In the previous circle, those players that were out there would have gone further center, so you'll have room to move around on your own.
Oh no, MegaStars, they lose their final boss, gets flushed out by Brawlers. It's not what you want to see, but they do trade it back onto Sangwon.
Just 1 player left now. DAKU is the only player, I believe, remaining for Brawlers.
The Brawlers actually, they get him flushed, but Team India, they found themselves a nice little compound to hide out in for now. Seoul have control of this compound as well. Of course, that circle did zone in straight onto them, learn from past. Ooh, knocking themselves out. A lot of self-knocks coming in this game.
Yeah, not what you want to have happen, unfortunately, is the case anyway. Viper gets the knock on towards Swag, and that should, moments from now, be 3 of 4 players down and out.
Seoul picked that one up. HYDRA, still 4 players left alive. Still 12 teams in it, so everyone was alive there. As I say that, learn from past, believe they get eliminated.
HYDRA just spraying at everything they can. Joker just absolutely going crazy there. Striker trying to see if he can smoke off a little bit more so he's not too exposed here.
This rotation from SKUL, super important. Of course, they're one of the teams to watch. I'm going to keep plugging away at it, but they do take a knock early on. This could be the end of their tournament if they're not able to survive here. Silverstone is there. Ashish gets knocked as well. SKUL on the brink of going out here, but they still have a few more players left live and kicking. If they can place up, if they can get into that final circle, they might just be able to get something done. You can see they've still got 3 players left.
Yeah, but where in the hell are they playing this one from? It's going to be really difficult for them to get anything going here. Silverstone is alive, but as you can see, they're moved from one edge of blue to the next one, and they're under so much pressure. They just drove through the entire circle, and every single team in this lobby knows exactly where they are now.
Evil Big Fella's getting shot on as well. Of course, this was the case that we talked about. ZFX win it out after Evil Big Fellas go down. There is potential there, and Evil, by all accounts, have taken a lot of damage. Sharko getting flushed out. Cave Sharko getting knocked as well by Orb, and the Evil Big Fella's at risk now.
Every single kill could be the difference.
That's it. Here. Evil Big Fellas are out in 11th place, which means they rack up 5 points for their placement, and that's going to be difficult. That means they're, I believe, on 200 and something, depending on how many kills they got in this map. And so ZFX, they need to post a little bit more than they were looking for previously. Yeah. If they get over 20, they're looking good to actually eliminate Evil Big Fellas.
Could still be possible as well. 14 points for 5th place, I believe it is, right? So so doable for sure. They are now in a position that's a little rough, though. Depends a lot for them on the next circle. Those vehicles they came driving on by with, you see where they are somewhat centered, but the vehicles they came over with just before ain't going to be easy, and this was the one position they didn't want. They did not want to have to move down towards the Seoul compound, because one of the Seoul main targets right now is the guys on this hill south of them.
Leo isolated from the rest of his team near ZFX as well, so not really the best spot there. I think Draga just spotted out Shadow.
Yeah, must know that he's back there. And you can see Seoul, they're all focusing south. For any other team that are north of them, I mean, you got to figure where are the priority points. Where does the the burning, where does the smoke come from? For them, right now, it's south. There's no reason for these northern teams to push all the way down towards that compound. They can sit tight where they are. But for the guys down south, if they stay where they are, they're going to die to the blue.
What? Leo? Okay, he was isolated. He was on his own in the ruins, but ZFX, they lose 2.
Ooh, that is costly.
That's disastrous for them. That's so bad for their chances, and they might have just been knocked out of the tournament. They're still in it for now, but they lose King, and now I believe it's 1 player left, and Viro goes down as well. That is ZFX out. ZFX are out of the tournament as Demon King falls. The final blow is dealt, and ZFX are eliminated from our tournament.
Not a whole lot more they could do there. Unfortunately, circles kept shifting away from them. And in the end, down they will go. SKUL still in it. They have a chance. Alive and kicking, but it's all in themselves to get inside and on towards the finals.
That's a sigh of relief for the evil big fellas as well, because they should have been worried. Leo, though, the man of the moment on that one, going to be eliminating ZFX not only from this game, but from the tournament in its entirety. MegaStars actually sat up towards that 7th position on the leaderboard before this game, so nice pickup for them, but that's SKUL as well, taking a lot of punishment.
I think SKUL only has 1 up. Silverstone and Jonathan just both got knocked. They had to make this rough rotation. We all talked about it just before, and now they have just 1 more guy alive, and he has to stay alive for as long as he possibly can. If it's not too late already, it will be real soon should he start taking damage.
But I have SKUL gone out?
Nope, why is still alive? He gets himself 1 damage there.
Okay, fantastic.
Last
so if
player,
they're still in, all that Silverstone going down though.
Last player alive.
Still taking a lot of damage. So if ZFX
There's
can
only
get
7 teams though. There's just 7 teams.
Yeah.
That's a lot of placement points coming your way, and they already have some kills with it too. Again, they don't have time to worry about the points right now. All they have to worry about is getting as many points as they possibly can. And again, every single kill at this point, because we can't do the exact math right now, with everything happening and teams getting eliminated. The more that he can stay alive, the more single point that he can get off of this could be the difference maker. But honestly, if your SKUL right now is inside the circle, no one will be shooting at him right now. All he has to do is stay exactly where he are and stay alive.
Oh, that's going to be difficult though. You have your vehicle right next to you. You have to go for the blow up. Actually takes a lot of damage. Look at his armor. He has no meds.
Oh, he got hit!
And that's it. SKUL are down and out, and that is going to be them eliminated.
Are you sure?
Yes.
6th place?
Yeah, I believe so, because they needed a little bit more. They needed 20 total points in order to jump up. Of course, that would then be them taking out DAKU official. They're not going to be able to jump up. Of course, they get 12 points there on the board. That's so lucky. And SWAT official, they've already gone. But Rip and DAKU will be breathing a sigh of relief, as will the evil big fellas moving forwards. That is so close.
That is extremely close. Of course, we'll get to see the overall scoreboards after the game and congratulate the players having made it, or giving our condolences to the guys that haven't. New Circle pops once more, and HYDRA today seems to be the ones that have the magnetic field around them.
Oh yeah, well they are going to get the circle this time around. Question is, can they hold it? Everyone going to be looking for this position. This is another terrain finish, Toby. So it's another position where they're going to be looking for that nade over the top. That might just find some damage actually. Neo has a decent arc on it. Gets a nade down. God kill knocked.
Good throw right there. 1 more coming in, same position to get the finish off. There are vehicles around too. They'll blow up momentarily, haven't already. And Neo, as you can see, sitting all by himself. They have 9 kills on the team total. I didn't talk a whole lot about them coming into today, but they really have been one of those. We haven't done crazy things, but we've always been up there kind of teams.
It's all guts and glory for the end of this now. All of these teams confirmed to be going through. The tables, I believe, are pretty much locked in terms of who's being eliminated. So we'll see who's going to be able to rise to the top here.
Neo, get down from that rock.
There you go.
That's not so much Neo from Matrix, I guess, when he can't even dodge bullets.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, when he's ready, he won't have to.
Yeah. He's still in kind of the apprentice situation.
He hasn't jumped inside Agent Smith yet.
Yeah, he hasn't jumped over the road yet from like the skyscraper.
Oh yeah, he's done the jump.
Yeah. One day.
Yeah.
He did dodge that one.
You're saying I can dodge bullets. I'm saying when you're ready, you won't have to. But the sprays come through. Is Orb not going to be able to dodge the bullets from Bishma? Gatuk, the only player left standing for Orb in that location. And he is going to go down and out there, out in 6th. Now 5 players, 5 teams, sorry, left standing.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really close now. We did see a lot of eliminations early. It's going to mean there's going to be a bit more room here for these teams to maneuver around. We're only in circle 6 with 14 alive. I mean, this has been one cluster of a game. We did talk about how many open areas there were, and now with Neo, he had 4 guys alive just a second ago, and now he's all by himself.
Oh dear. See what he can get done. That's Leo going out in 5th for the MegaStars. The executioner of ZFX himself.
Yeah.
He's going to be going down, but his team will be moving forward, so we'll be seeing more of him into the regional final stage.
It's going to be
oh, there's a nade. I think that's a Molotov into the smoke on ISO. A lot of damage found from HYDRA. That's disastrous for them. They're going to be chunking through the meds.
And you can see the positions here. It's just one big layer cake to finish things off. Every little plateau, they have to clear their entirety, and with so many smokes available for these teams, it's just going to make it ever so more difficult.
4 teams remaining now. Bishma gets knocked as Soul roll on towards the HYDRA stronghold.
Soul and HYDRA both have wins today, and they're seemingly trying to get themselves one more to it. But they're also both taking casualties now. HYDRA, though, playing it really well as a team here. Driger staying behind, trying to get the better angle on towards the guys, kind of have the overview position. But we do have ISO pushing around underneath, and I don't think that HYDRA actually spotted that.
There's a player behind them as well.
Yeah.
So they have to be very, very careful there. The nades are good there. That's Neo behind them for HYDRA, so he might just be the spanner in the works that Soul need to try and dismount them here. But you can see he's just crawling. He's spotted Driger. He's playing it so slow. Oh, it's a waste, just pushing straight on through. Godkill goes down. That's going to draw the attention forwards, but Neo doesn't finish it off. No!
What? Was it one of those, I think I killed him?
Driger survives and 180s, takes Orb out in 4th.
He just stopped shooting.
He just stopped. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But ISO now trying to crawl their way up the hillside.
Maybe his phone died.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did. Well, there we go. It's ISO trying to crawl their way up. Soul after Stronghold on the left. HYDRA still have some players up on the right, but they are severely diminished now. Soul looking for their second win today.
Yeah, they really, really want to sort of solidify their position here. They did have they didn't play to the pride and prejudice level that a prestigious level that they're kind of. Pro Pride, that's a movie.
I mean, it's a book.
It's a book as well, yeah. But they didn't play to the level I think that the community hypes them for. So getting a good finish off here on the last day of the qualifiers, that would be a good... oh, that's an 8, right? Oh, is it smoke?
That was? I think it might be in a smoke.
Okay.
But Driger is the last player alive for HYDRA. So he's going to be trying to third party this fight now. ISO, they know where Soul are, but Soul don't really want to push up too far. At this stage, they're waiting for this next circle pop, and that's really going to dictate who's going to have to move and when. I think that circle popped actually towards Soul.
It's pretty hard to see with the minimap and all the damage indicators, but as we see here, HYDRA, Driker all by himself, one with the nature. AK in hand is the better weapon up close, trying to, hoping, I guess you can say, that Ninja will be the one to take this fight for him.
Ninja is going to actually go for it. His teammate is down, so he's going to lose on out, and that is going to be HYDRA now, last team standing against Soul. 14 kills racked up, 7 kills for HYDRA. They're rolling out. Dragon knows exactly what's up. He pops up. The final stand is here. Gets one, finds cover, goes for a second, but it's just not enough, and that's Soul rolling it down, the second winner today, with huge kills on the board.
Really, really impressive plays coming out from Soul. Sure, again, they had the compound in the middle there, but they were constantly moving around, trying to secure themselves that spot. And every time a team came anywhere close to that compound, shots fired immediately. They knew the danger. If you're sitting and fighting another team, because they've had that happen so many times over the course of the tournament, if you have a compound, all of a sudden you let one team in, they got a building on the opposite side, you constantly have to worry about them. And that's going to mean that you cannot put as much focus on what's going on around you. Then that's when every team starts third-partying, pinning you inside, and all these things, right? If you have that compound, you can keep it for yourself, keep it clean. For the most time, you can constantly hold people at bay, you'll get so much more info, and you get a better chance at winning.
And win they will. Soul able to take it down, but we had a couple of important kills and engagements happening in that game. ZFX and SKUL both failing to meet their points quota, which means that both RIP Official and DAKU should be safe. I'll have to double check on the exact stats.
Yeah, I'm always so afraid to sort of say anything before we know that it's in writing, but it should be extremely close.
Yeah, it certainly should be. A lot of these teams really were trying to put it down. Unfortunately, though, missing out on that is just not great. But Evil Big Fellas should be pretty pleased with that. They went down early on, but they are going to be able to eke it out and see themselves right. Of course, the Brawlers confirmed now to be top dogs in this tournament, in the semi-finals. They will be moving on to the regional finals, and that's really what everyone's looking for.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see bridge camping like this again, because I think Team India has told people that do not camp us when we're in military. We will take you out, and we will anticipate that you guys are standing around on that bridge, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll see what they can get done. It was a decent breach as well. We talked about how India were able to move on over, and they were doing it very well. It wasn't like it was, oh, luckily they managed to get 2 knocks, or, oh, Maximus Alpha came in third party. No, they actually made the breach, and they made it work.
They did it extremely well, and that's one of the reasons that we see them up there in the top. I mean, they just played smart. They never over-aggro. They never do anything where they don't really have control of what their what the surroundings are like. They play according to what they have available, and they make it work. So extremely well done.
Nicely played as well. Dryga actually ranking up to second, so getting a decent chunk of points on board there and seeing what they can get done. But here are the points as they stand at the end of the game. Of course, this is going to be the final entries for a lot of these teams, and we will have our official wording on the standings in just a moment.
I'm curious to see how many points, I've got the team name too, SKUL get away with from this game, because they got a 6th place. That's a lot anyway. Let's see, 14 total. Not going to be enough. Only 2 kills. I thought they had a few more.
6 more and they would have made it.
It's always those close digits. It's always the close digits.
Yeah, 6 more points and they would have been tied on up with DAKU. But with the tiebreaker coming in, they had 42 kills. DAKU had 41. So if they'd got 6 more points and they got a few more kills, it's so close. It's so close. But all of these teams now, I believe we have got the final results in for the table. So this is what we're going to be looking for, because 8 teams going home. All of the games have been played now. The regional finals are around the corner, and the top 16 from the semi-finals are going to be the ones to move forwards.
And it's going to be super interesting to see these guys going from the comfort of their home, sit and play under the safety net kind of their own surroundings, to potentially playing. I don't know exactly how the layout is going to be, but assumingly them sitting in an arena with the audience there as well, the casters being heard in the audience, and every single time you do something good, the crowd goes, yeah, and every time you mess up, the crowd goes, ha, you loser. They probably don't say that. But I mean, there's just a lot of pressure to play under that, and now that's going to be even harder, because they just made it to top 16. I don't want to say easy, but doable.
Yeah.
This is going to be top 2 they're going to be playing for after this.
So I've just taken a peek at the scoreboard.
Don't say anything.
I've taken a peek at the leaderboard, but I'm going to highlight something when we get there, because it is very, it's something we've been talking about a lot of the time.
We've also talked about Mortal and how he's such a big asset to the community, throwing out all the YouTube instruction videos and all those things all the time. This time around, because he hasn't really been the showboater for Seoul in the. I mean, his fame, yes, but his killing and everything. I mean, there was actually Mortal in that game with Brawlers yesterday, where he didn't get any damage done at all, no kills. But look at this right here, 1,100 damage done by
6
Mortal.
kills.
That is a really outstanding performance.
Yeah, popping off in the biggest sense of the word.
Yeah.
Popping those heads once, though. Only once. Pew! Pew! Was going to be able to get it done, but here we go. Here are your 16 qualifiers for the next phase, for the regional finals. Congratulations to the Brawlers, Team Insidious, HYDRA, Team Soul, Orb coming soon, MegaStars, ISO, Indian Tigers, Team India, to learn from past, Pain, Retribution, 8-Bit, Big Evil, Big Fellas, Rip Official, and DAKU Official. Congratulations. You've made it.
I'm not going to take the next. Oh, there's only 8 in the next one. That I can do.
There is only 8.
That's doable.
There is only 8, and who are they?
Let's see. That was so damn close. SWAT go out by 3 points.
Yeah, actually, it was 1 point that they go out by.
Oh, I thought it was 98 on the 16th.
Was it?
No, I'm not sure.
I believe it was DAKU.
In any case, it was extremely close. GodsReign and SKUL sitting tied at 190. You have ZFX down at 188, and then there's a bit of a gap further down towards Maximus and the other guys down there. But really close tournament. And it just goes to show, I mean, sure, we can say, oh, they should have done this and that in the last game, but every game matters equally, and it's just so insane to me that you can have so many games played with such a wide point system, and it can still come down to a couple of kills.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is what I wanted to talk about. DAKU Official, they were sat over on 196 points. SWAT Official, 195 points. Guess what was in it? One kill. 1 kill was between those
1
two
kill.
teams. So unfortunate that they
It
weren't
could
able
have
to
been
get
one knock they got stolen. It could be anything, right?
It could have been anything, and of course over 16
It
games.
could be one placement.
It was. There's so many things it could have been, but at the end of the day, that 1 point is going to see DAKU official going through and SWAT official are going home.
They're gonna be sitting home like, ah!
It's so unfortunate for them, but of course that is going to bring an end to the semi-finals here at the PUBG Mobile Club Open for the India region. Of course, brought to you by the Vivo mobile devices, the official mobile device of the Club Open. Of course, you can unlock it with just the thumb press. Open it up. Pop open the front-facing camera there that just pops out the top. Get a selfie.
We have to get a cool pose today, right?
Do we?
This is the final picture.
Okay, yeah, we got to get.
So what do we do? We have to agree on it first. What do
you want to do? What do you?
That's on you. I'm not creative enough to come up with those ideas. I just do weird sounds.
Okay. Well, you do a weird sound or a weird face.
You do a pose.
I don't know. I'm just going to take the selfie and we'll see what happens, okay? You ready?
I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to sit normally.
Got to dead seriously.
Yeah, dead serious.
Really angry.
Yeah,
like you're a player for SWAT official. Imagine you're that player. Okay? Really angry there. Nice one. Really unhappy with that. It is pretty sad, but congratulations to them. And of course, congratulations to the rest of our teams who have qualified. If you want to check out the final standings on the semi-finals, who has qualified, you can head over to the website. That is clubopen.pubgmobile.com, and you can check it all out and make sure you've verified that everyone is in their right place. And if you want to see just how all of these teams have now qualified for the regional finals, you can check it out on the YouTube. See all the replays, all the highlights as well coming through at the YouTube channel. PUBG Mobile eSports, and you can hear our lovely voices over and over again and see what you want to do with that. But that's going to be it. Do you have any final words?
Yes. For those of you guys that didn't make it through to the finals, well done. Not in the sense that you didn't make it through, but to getting to the point that you did. Again, I keep saying it, but that's because you guys know how good you are. The Indian region is arguably one of the strongest one in all of PUBG Mobile competitively. And you made it to the semi-finals of a huge global event. I don't know the exact number of how many teams signed up to join this tournament, but to be in the final 32 and final 24 at that is absolutely insane. So well done, and I hope to see all of you back for the next tournament.
Keep on trucking, and we will see you at the regional finals.
Hey, where's everyone?
Capture the night with triple rear camera, 48 million quad pixel sensor.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
One year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the one-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass, you deserve it.